WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
What is up, Madison? I'm Hunter Vaughn. Your Sports Center update is brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, home of smoke-free slots and the highest payout percentage in the area. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, more spins, more wins, more fun. It's opening day as the Milwaukee Brewers open up the season at AmFam Field today. They'll start a 3-game series against the Chicago White Sox. Jacob Mizorowski will be on the bump today for the Brew Crew. Last year, he went 5-3 with a 4.36 ERA and struck out 87 batters. Today's coverage will start at 12:30, first pitch at 1:10, and you can hear the game right here on Madison's home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball, 100.5 ESPN Madison. On to the NBA, the Milwaukee Bucks dropped another game, falling to the Portland Trailblazers 130-99 last night. Ryan Rollins led all scorers with 36 points in the loss for the Bucks. They'll be off now until Saturday afternoon, where they host the San Antonio Spurs. Tip-off will be at 2 p.m. right here on 100.5 ESPN Madison.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
There aren't any Jasons 12 and under. That's a dead name.
Packers Hall of Famer, Mark Tauscher.
How many kids do you hear, hey, Marky? It might be almost to the point of Ruth.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio.
You love that name so much, you don't even go by it.
On 100.5 ESPN.
If you call me Mark, I'm fine. I like my name. I like my name a lot.
The ESPN Wisconsin app.
Wilde and Tausch.
And ESPN Madison on YouTube.
It's Wilde and Tausch, isn't it?
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The Thursday edition. To paraphrase Badger Bob Johnson and what he once said about hockey, it's a great day for baseball edition. Yes, that's right. Opening day, Brewers fever. You've caught it already. You can listen today to Brewers White Sox first pitch. Well, I mean, after Jordan Love and Jordan Stoltz's first pitches, is at 1:10 on 620 WTMJ, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 95.3 WBEV, and you can also watch on Fox 6 in Milwaukee and TVW in Madison edition. Also, I got to spend some time with Jordan Love yesterday edition, and that was fun. We'll hear what he had to say. Coming up edition. And the Jesse sliding over into the host seat. So I'm just going to lean back and relax and let him take over while Hunter Vaughn is our cousin sub of the day in his spot. Cousin Subs, We Believe in Better edition of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam. ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and, of course, everything you need on the amazing, stupendous, fabulous ESPN Wisconsin app, which you can find both in the Apple and Android app stores. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios, and Hunter Vaughn is behind the glass therein. Jesse, good morning. How are you?
It's a great day for opening day in Milwaukee. It's also a great day for hockey with the Badgers in the NCAA tournament against Dartmouth and Worcester, Mass. And it's a great day for postseason basketball in Madison with the Wisconsin women hosting Harvard tonight at the Kohl Center for a chance to advance to the semifinals of the WBIT. What a day around the state of Wisconsin.
And we heard from Jordan Love, who will throw out a ceremonial first pitch today.
Yeah, he better not suck again. Like, that was really bad last year. I feel like we underreported how bad his opening day pitch was last year.
After watching a viral video on social media of three yahoos at a local park giving him advice, which I found to be, I don't want to go so far as to call it off-putting, but perhaps the results of that, if you have not seen this on our social media channels, the three knuckleheads, Pablo, Jesse, and Riley, go out to Elver Park or wherever you are.
I don't even know the name of the park we went to. I drive by it every day. I have no idea what the name of it is.
Talking some smack, basically, thinking that they're in position to be telling an NFL quarterback how to throw a first pitch. They go through, all three of them throw a pitch, and then they arrive at the conclusion that maybe they were unqualified to be giving him the advice.
Turns out we weren't very good at throwing that ball over the plate. But we were better than Jordan Love was last year, which says everything you need to know about how bad Jordan Love's pitch was.
I'm not sure I agree with that assessment.
The best thing that happened to Jordan Love last year was Mark Tauscher threw out a first pitch that was documented on video on a Tuesday night against the Angels, because that took more or Alex Strofe at that Northwoods League game that he went, the Chinooks game last year.
Where he hit the Chinook.
So those two first pitches were brutal compared to Jordan Love's. Pablo, Riley, and I did not throw great pitches, but they were better than those other three options. So all I got to say is Jordan Stoltz is also there, the double gold medalist, and he won a silver also at the Olympics this year. Jordan Love better hope that Jordan Stoltz doesn't go first, because I bet Jordan Stoltz is going to put one right over the plate, and then Jordan Love's going to have some pressure on him to make a solid throw this afternoon for all the fans on opening day.
Did Jordan Love, when he did his, I can't remember, did he actually go out to the mound?
He went all the way to the mound, which is the thing you should not do.
See, but no, Jesse, he's an NFL quarterback. You have to go out to the mound. You lose all credibility when you're saying don't go out to the mound.
No.
Don't
do it.
Go out to the mound. If you're a grown man and you're doing a first pitch, go out to the mound.
Usher George, my dad.
Did Usher George throw out a first pitch?
No, but he watched a lot of them.
Oh, okay.
15 years at American Family Field, or its predecessor, Miller Park.
It's going to be a long day.
15 years Usher George watched a bunch of ceremonial first pitches, and his number one piece of advice, which I will carry on till the day I die: there is no point in the celebrity throwing out the ceremonial first pitch in going all the way to the top of the mound. The only thing that will happen is it'll throw you off, because you're not used to throwing from a mound if you're not a regular pitcher. And so you're on a different plane, and every time you see somebody airmail it over the catcher or bounce it 10 feet in front of home plate, it's because you're throwing from the top of the mound. Just go to the bottom of the mound. Nobody in the building cares if you throw it from the bottom of the mound or if you throw it from the plate. The only person that cares about that is you, for your pride and ego. And you don't need to do it. Just go to the bottom of the mound, lob one in there. You're the starting quarterback of the Green Bay Packers. I know you know how to throw a ball. It's not hard to put it over the plate generally and work the crowd, get everybody hyped up. They're going to play Bang the Drum, I'm sure, when he walks out there. That's all the ceremonial first pitch is about, especially on opening day when there have been a bunch of beverages consumed in the parking lot beforehand. Just put it over the plate, deliver that as easy as you can, and have some fun kicking off the Brewers season.
All right. Well, if anyone knows about ego and arrogance, it's you.
Thank
you.
Got it.
I gotta say, that's great that you guys all. It was cute, as Tausch would say, that you guys all went out to the park and threw some pitches. A little different when there's 50,000 people in the stands, and there's all the pomp and circumstance of opening day. I know that you, cool as a cucumber, whether you're on the verge of a 300 bowling game or you're in some other high pressure packed scenario where you got to come up with a good line for, the Angels sing hallelujah with St. Catherine's winning the state title or whatever that closing line was. I know you perform at an elite level under pressure.
I'm good under pressure, baby.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But when look, Jordan Love performs under pressure all the time in NFL games. But when you're throwing a first pitch,
Does he?
Wow, is this host Jesse? Is that what this is? Because I don't usually get to experience host Jesse. I am usually the one who is not here, and then you slide into my seat.
Yeah.
But man, you have come out. You've come out on a heater here. You're like a Jacob Mizorowski 104-mile-an-hour fastball to start the show.
And Jordan Love is throwing out a first pitch. The Packers and Brewers worlds collide today. But, you're saying Jordan Love performs under pressure all the time. I'm saying, does he? Like, when was the last time he really performed super well under pressure? Threw that interception against the 49ers in the divisional round in a pressure situation.
Dallas.
It wasn't a pressure situation in Dallas. They crushed them in that entire game. They were up 28-0.
Pressure.
He came out hot on the road of a playoff game.
Yeah, in his first NFL playoff game, there wasn't pressure.
No, there's a difference between, it's the pressure of a big game and it's the pressure of a 2-minute drill. Big difference there. For the record, I think Jordan Love performs pretty well under pressure. I think it's other components of the team that don't. Just saying. Yeah.
All right. Are you
done?
I'm fascinated by the way the show has started. Again,
I don't appreciate being attacked by you for not being able to throw a first pitch yesterday. Pablo and Riley and I put a lot of hard work into going over to that park that I don't know the name of and throwing that first pitch. And I think we were uniquely qualified to help Jordan Love because he sucked at throwing the first pitch last year.
I think that I'm not here to tell you how to do your job. I watched the video, which a lot of other people didn't, I'm sure. So I think I should get points for that. And I watched it all the way to the end, which I know there were plenty of people who didn't do that. But what I thought was, again, you and I are different people, right? I
not
think,
as different as Tausch thinks we should be, but yeah.
Not as different as I wish we were either. But I would say this. I would have gone with the self-deprecating approach of the three of us thought we could deliver better first pitches than what Jordan Love threw last year. And then you get out there and you admit that you, as you do at the end, that you might have, you're no better. You're no better. He didn't throw a strike. It was high and a little bit outside to Yelly, but he didn't bounce it like other people have done on first pitches. And here's the best part, and we'll get to this coming up because I did ask Jordan about this yesterday at his cleats giveaway with his Hands of Love Foundation event yesterday in Appleton. But he recognized that his performance was not good enough.
No, he knows it for sure.
And I respect that about him because some people, might get a little agitated if you spend a little too much time talking about their performance. And then they, maybe would say, I'm never going to throw out another first pitch. I got a bad knee or whatever it might be, whatever explanation you might have for your performance. And kudos to Jordan. He's getting back up on that horse today. 10 months removed from the last first pitch performance on May 26th. Now he's out there on March 26th, and we will see how he performs. All right, speaking of your abject failures.
Oh, I see where this is going already.
Your first pitch was better than what happened during last year's Brewers season. Now, was Pablo's birthday right around the same time as Jordan Love's first pitch? Was it in kind of that
close.
same May window?
Middle of May was Pablo's. So the night, here's what I want to do today. It is a new season. Opening day, the smell of the grass and the smell of basically all the smells. And also the start of a new season. And some new players, the Miz getting the start on the mound. It is time to turn the page on any of our past transgressions from years past. You know, the Brewers have a chance, just like every other team in Major League Baseball entering play today, to go and win the World Series. And I would like to officially retire any remembrance of Pablo's birthday bash from the middle of May last year, at which I asked when we should start having the question about Pat Murphy.
It's
as
time
the
to have a
manager.
conversation about having a conversation about the reigning NL Manager of the Year sucking at his job, and we need to start thinking about somebody else.
We've all had our laughs. I've eaten crow plenty over the last year, and I'm ready to turn the page and move forward into 2026.
All right, so then what we're going to do, we're going to take a page out of The Last Dance. If you watch that docuseries on ESPN back during the pandemic, toward the end, they talk about how they all wrote down something on a piece of paper at Phil Jackson's behest, and then they put the paper in a metal bucket, and then they burned those papers. So we are going to do the equivalent. So today, although I cannot guarantee that this will not be brought up again when, say, I don't know, the Brewers are in the World Series this fall, and Pat Murphy has won 3 consecutive Manager of the Year awards. But we're going to take Jesse's bad sports take of that we need to have a conversation about Pat Murphy's job security. We're going to put it in our little bucket, and we're going to burn it along with yours.
Oh, okay.
Don't act like this is such a surprise and a good idea. This was your idea, and it was a good one.
Well, it's a great idea
So
that you had
kudos-
my idea.
And I know
Jason.
you need that
Good.
kind of positive reinforcement, kind of like Tausch does. So, 844-770-3776. I want to do this throughout the show. We've got a couple of big-time Brewers guests coming up in the program, 2 of our famous friends who are connected to the Brewers, Dom Catronio and Bill Schroeder. But I want to get, what is your all-time worst sports take? And we're gonna have a little ceremony at the end of the show. Hunter's gonna, I'm sure we can generate.
We got enough issues going on here this morning, Jason.
I'm sure we can generate like an AI. I've been watching these episodes of that show FBI, and they don't do actual explosions on TV shows anymore. They do these kind of AI generated explosions instead, which I suppose are better for the environment and cheaper. You're not blowing up a car. So we will have an AI-generated burning of these bad takes, but we want yours that we want to sprinkle throughout the show as well. 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. That is the Carbless Talk and Text line. Less is more. Hunter, I know, unlike the usual producer of this program, you don't feel the need to interject frequently and get airtime when you fill in for him, and we appreciate you. You do your business the way you do, and I have a ton of respect for that. But I would like to ask you: do you have a particularly bad sports take from your many years of hot takery that you would say maybe doesn't rise to the level of Jesse's, but is still in the neighborhood of bad takes?
Well, this one wasn't on the air, but to my friend group in 2016, I was feeling very confident about my Dallas Cowboys going into the playoffs. And I remember specifically telling a friend that the Cowboys will, against the Packers, will make them want to institute a running clock in the NFL. I was that confident in that team and going into that game. And then Aaron Rodgers happened and Jared Cook on the sideline, and I may have shed a few tears.
Mason Crosby, that was that game, right?
Yes, Jesse.
yard,
Yes,
yeah.
Jesse, that
great
was
game.
that game. Yeah, it was awesome.
Running
so
clock.
much fun. Yep. So that one is, I still have not lived that down with a number of my friends. It was bad.
So my one, you've heard it many times before, but I will bring it up again. And this is what happens when you're young and you don't know you don't know what you don't know. And the Green Bay Packers head into Super Bowl 32 as the reigning NFL champs. They are a 12.5-point favorite over the upstart Denver Broncos. And the Green Bay Packers are playing them at Qualcomm/Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego, and on the media bus to the game, a young I guess I was still 24 at the time, young pipsqueak.
Earring.
Was the earring still? I think it was. Yeah, I think it was still there. Says, I don't see any way the Packers lose this game. So again, we all have these. And that was the last time I had a sports opinion. But nevertheless, we want to get yours as we get ready for opening day as the Brewers take on the White Sox at 1:10 p.m. at AmFam Field after Jordan Love and Jordan Stolz throw out their first pitches ceremonially. The Miz will throw out the first pitch that actually counts in the game. We will get to your bad sports takes as we burn them in a small ceremony, figuratively, at the end of the show. 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. We're already getting some in the YouTube comments, including a really good one from Tom that we will get to coming up. I do want to get to some of the things that Jordan Love had to say yesterday. We had some really good conversations with him about a myriad of things. We will hear his answer to my question about his first pitch, but we will get to your worst sports takes coming up with Jesse Nelson, Hunter Vaughn, and me on your Brewers Opening Day extravaganza of Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. Well, it's bracket season, and Pizza Hut's got the watch parties covered. And right now, get a large 3-topping pizza for just $10. Try it on Pizza Hut's new hand-tossed crust. Crispy and golden outside, soft and fluffy inside, and finished with garlic parm seasoning. Order today at PizzaHut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. A large 3-topping pizza for just $10 on Pizza Hut's new hand-tossed crust. Pizza Hut, feed good times, and remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
My fiance wanted to incorporate me in the process of picking out my engagement ring. And we went to Chalmers, and that was the first place that we went to look for rings.
The staff educated us right away, and we felt very comfortable, and I learned a lot about diamonds.
Chalmers did a great job explaining the process to us, the type of grade of the diamond.
Just from the second you walk in, I mean, there's somebody who's taking you over, showing you exactly what you want in your price range.
I think that my ring is the most beautiful ring I've ever seen, thanks to Chalmers Jewelers.
Wisconsin weather doesn't wait, and neither should you. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we make upgrading your home simple. Right now, order today and get 0% interest until 2032. You heard me right. 0% interest all the way until 2032. Upgrade your windows and doors now and pay over time without paying interest. With our 10-year limited warranty, you can feel confident in your investment. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. 3/31/2026.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you.
See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
We see you out there coming up with original ideas, which is why you shop at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, because you know when inspiration rises, we'll have what you need to make it happen at prices that make it possible. Get a head start on spring savings with $7 off Estate Crabgrass Preventer, just $29.99, 20% off all Jiffy Seed starting accessories, and get $2 off assorted AgriMaster livestock feed. Find the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet, being original.
I worried that I couldn't work a full-time job and still have time for college. But I'm so glad I didn't let that stop me. At Madison College, I found my stride. My classes are flexible and hands-on, and I walk on campus feeling inspired. My advice to others? Make your dreams a reality. There's more to your story at Madison College.
Visit madisoncollege.edu to get started.
Every act of change begins with a neighbor. When neighbors connect through the Feeding America network, small actions ripple into lasting impact. Feeding America, led by neighbors. Take action to end hunger now at feedingamerica.org.
We're on the Badgers.
I don't blame Greg Gard for this. I'm just lowering my expectations.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
So I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed in Badger basketball.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
It is the opening day edition of Wilde and Tausch. Hunter Vaughn, Jesse Nelson, and I with you. Jesse, do you believe in omens?
I don't know what the definition of an omen is.
Something happens that's a bad sign for what's going to follow.
Yes, I do.
Oh, that was not the answer I was looking for. We have some breaking news from the Brewers.
Now this is some breaking news.
So just to be clear, the game has not started yet, right? It is 9:26 a.m. The game doesn't start till 1:10.
About 4 hours. Yeah.
And the Brewers have already lost one of their stars for the time being. As the Brewers making a roster move moments ago, Chourio, as we hear Brian Anderson say in that promo. Jackson Chourio has been placed on the 10-day IL, retroactive to yesterday, with a left hand fracture. And Blake Perkins has been recalled from AAA Nashville to take his spot on the roster. I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on the radio. I don't know what kind of left hand fracture this is. I'm going to guess 10 days. Sounds a little bit quick to be coming back from such an injury, but Jesse, as a believer in omens, is it time we have a conversation about how unfortunate this is before the first game even begins.
All right, so that's not the start we're looking for. Let's start there. Adam McCalvey covers the Brewers for MLB.com. He says early estimate is 2 to 4 weeks for Jackson Chourio. So basically, they're playing it conservatively. The first month of the season probably won't be until around the 1st of May where he comes back. All right, so last year the Brewers started 0-4. They had an awful series in the Bronx against the Yankees to start the year, and then they got pummeled on opening day at home against the Kansas City Royals. They were in 4th place in the division, struggling to score runs when I went to Pablo's birthday bash the night of the WTMJ cribbage board giveaway against the Twins, the greatest giveaway in the history of giveaways.
It is a great one.
And then they rattled off winning streaks of 11 and 12 in a row. They called up the Miz. They had a prolific offense and set a franchise record for wins in a single season. So Jackson Chourio being out for, let's call it the first month of the season unexpectedly here on opening day is not good news, but it's not season derailing, devastating news. It's a long year. It's 6 months of a baseball season. And as we saw last year, you can struggle out of the gates. And instead of calling for the manager's job, you can continue to believe that the two-time reigning manager of the year in the National League is going to help lead the team, pushing the right buttons, having the right pieces in place, and getting them to where they want to be at the end of the season. So, tough news, bad news, not devastating season's over before it even started type news as a Milwaukee Brewers fan. That's how I interpreted this morning.
Okay, well, first of all, I agree. I don't think anyone's suggesting that all is lost before game
you're talking
one.
Bad omen. Is there ever...
I asked you if you believed in omens. You said yes.
I do.
And then you tried to put a positive spin on your burgeoning star breaking his hand. We don't know. Does Adam McCalvey have any details on how this happened?
I'm sure we'll hear more when we talk with Bill Schroeder coming up, with Dom throughout the show. That'll be where we get the insight on when it happened, how it happened, if they know that information at this point. Here's what I will say about the Brewers. They are built with depth going into this season, where that's something that we can feel comfortable with. They have a lot of good prospects. If they have injuries like this that they sustain throughout the course of the season, they have the best farm system in baseball that they can go to the well and bring some people up to get some playing time. They have a lot of the same pieces who are on this team, including Blake Perkins, who's now added to the roster here on opening day, who were big parts of those winning streaks and winning all those games last year and setting a franchise record with 97 wins. So they are... obviously, Jackson Chourio is a superstar, a budding superstar in the National League and for the Milwaukee Brewers. But if there is a team that is built to overcome losing a player like this for a short stretch of the season, it's the Brewers going into 2026.
So what you're saying is you don't see this as a bad omen for the season?
Correct. I do not.
Okay.
It's like when you go on a long road trip and you pull out of the driveway and you get down the end of the road and you realize I forgot my sunglasses. And you're like, okay, it's annoying that you have to go back and get your sunglasses, but because the trip's not going to be it's going to be a bad trip if you don't have your sunglasses the whole trip, but it'll be okay. It sucks, but it'll be okay.
Okay, well, we wish Jackson Chourio. Chourio! Hopefully his recovery is swift, and it's more like the 2 weeks than the 4 weeks that Adam McCalvey reports on Brewers.com. We'll have to wait and see. And hopefully Jesse's right now that he understands what an omen is, and then said he believes in them, and then proceeded to try and claim that in this case he doesn't believe in them. We'll have to wait and see.
Is there such thing as a good omen?
Sure,
I feel like omen carries a negative
harbinger of things to come. Sure, yeah, it's a great sign that, I don't know what the last instance was of that on this show. I feel like we get a lot of rocky starts to the show, and it's a bad omen for the remainder of the show. But sure, good omens happen. I don't know what you call them.
If the Brewers hit a leadoff home run today, that's a good omen for the offense.
Yeah.
Getting things going right away, or you get a leadoff double and then a two-run shot. There's things that could still happen in this game, and this offense is going to be fine.
Okay.
There's a reason why Blake Perkins' nickname is Rake Perkins, and they didn't have King Vaughn at first early in the year. This offense is going to be fine.
Yeah, they'll be all right.
And then they'll just really get humming once Chourio comes back, and they're going to roll to an NL Central crown.
Yeah, Chourio was out for a good portion of last season. He came back and helped the offense when he needed to. They'll be okay.
All right, you guys sound like you're in the bargaining stage of Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. I understand this is not quite as devastating as some of the other sports disappointments that have befallen Wisconsin sports fans, per Mark Tauscher. So we will move forward valiantly despite the disappointment. Again, the news from the Brewers before the first pitch of the opener today, Jackson Chourio on the IL, retroactive to yesterday with a fracture in his left hand. Adam McCalvey reporting that he's expected to be sidelined 2 to 4 weeks by said injury.
I can tell you what I hope it wasn't, and we'll hear from Bill Schroeder and Dom Catronio when they join us coming up a little bit later in the show. So Chourio was playing in the World Baseball Classic, and he did get hit by a pitch. And the last thing we need is a Tausch victory lap saying, see, this is why the World Baseball Classic is stupid. If Chourio's out for a month because he got hit by a pitch playing in a Bishop's charity
in the
game.
World Series of Spring.
If the dwellers are correct, that might have been when this happened.
I really hope that's not what it is, because that would be a bad omen for the World Baseball Classic. And the last thing we need is Tausch coming back here on Monday saying, everybody loves the World Baseball Classic. It's the World Series. It's better than the World Series.
But if they thump the White Sox, if we get our brooms out first series of the season and they're putting up 4 or 5 runs, then I don't know if Tausch has much of a leg to stand on that criticism.
I once saw Edgar Bennett rupture his Achilles in the Bishop's Charities game. That was not good, but Dorsey Levens emerged. This is not that severe, but still problematic for the Brewers. All right, we do, as we mentioned, we've got plenty of Brewers guests throughout the show as we get ready for the opener. I do want to get to Jordan Love and your worst sports takes. A couple of them have already come in, not nearly as bad as Jesse's, of course.
Got
Maybe
some good
one
texts
is.
too on this. There's some good ones coming up.
We will get to those coming up after I tell you, hey, we can all agree. We can't agree on the World Baseball Classic. We can't agree on how serious this Chourio injury is to the Brewers' fortunes, but we can all agree that Associated Bank has the best customer service in the industry. They've got the awards to prove it. So whether it's early pay where you get access to your direct deposit up to 2 days early, whether it's credit monitoring so you're ready to make that big purchase like we did with our Steinhafels sofa and furniture, or whether it's fraud protection, which I needed when somebody tried to steal my identity, they've got your back. And, of course, they've got Brewers Checking, which gets you in that Associated Bank gate at AmFam Field.
That'll come in handy today.
And they've got Badgers Checking and Packers Checking as well. So go to AssociatedBank.com to find out more. We'll get to your Jesse-esque bad sports takes next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 27 locations in this great state. Headquartered in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paints you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
What's up, everybody? March 27th, go get your tickets. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be me, Finesse Antetokounmpo, my co-host, Tony C, and Nature Boy. Woo! Ric Flair. It's going to be nice. It's going to be dope. You guys are going to love it. It's going to be an experience, and we're going to have a lot of fun. It's basically a party/podcast.
Yeah, we're throwing a party at the Riverside, March 27th, TALiveshow.com. Who's the guest again? Can I get a woo? Woo! With Ric Flair. Can't wait.
See you guys.
Looking to buy your next home or ready to sell and move on to bigger and better things? What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Spring into action this season and let's get housed. Nobody knows what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get started. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
Hey, it's Riley Yauk. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on social media for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview for the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
All day, every day.
The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Here's the thing. Buying jewelry should feel good. Not rushed, not pressured, and definitely not final if it's not right. That's why at Condon Jewelers you can exchange your purchase so you actually end up with what you really want. And when it comes to value, Condon Jewelers offers some of the best prices in the area without sacrificing quality, service, or trust. So whether you're celebrating a big moment or just treating yourself, you can shop confidently knowing they've got your back. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
What's next for Giannis and the Bucks?
Giannis was sold coming into the year on championship contention. They just have not been able to get on the same page about winning, about the future, about him.
Stay up to date right here on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Milwaukee Bucks.
We'll get to your bad sports takes in honor of Jesse's Pat Murphy take here momentarily. I didn't realize that Hunter worked as a administrative assistant in addition to his role as a producer. You just take calls now and like write down what people say. Do you have like one of those pink notepads that say like at the top it says while you were out, and then there's a section where you write who it is that called and then what they said?
I should. I just have my little notebook here. My handy dandy notebook.
Yeah. You and Steve from Blue's Clues.
I write down the information because we did have a caller, Benji in Madison, didn't want to stick around, so he's like, you could just take a message.
Why didn't he want to stick around?
I don't know.
He probably knows how long it takes us to get to callers on this show.
True. But Benji told me he's 54 years old, and he said
too.
Once in his life he guaranteed that the Lions would win a Super Bowl before he died. And he said that was his worst sports take.
Well, I hope he's healthy.
I mean, he hasn't been proven wrong yet, unless Benji called you from the great beyond and shared that tape.
Maybe.
But they still got a lot of game left. I mean, they're in the mix.
Yeah, but they're the Lions. That's like saying the Cowboys are kind of in the mix.
But he had I said, should we start questioning Pat Murphy's job status? And he proceeded to become NL Manager of the Year for the second year in a row and guide the team to the best record in franchise history.
Think if 30 years ago he said that in his 20s when they had Barry Sanders, and what has happened since? It's looking like a bad take.
It's actually true. I forgot they did have another good stretch where they didn't get one. Yeah.
Kurt Hogg of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, by the way, confirming Chourio's hand fracture does indeed date back to a March 4th
World
Baseball Classic exhibition.
Oh, God.
when he was hit by a pitch.
That's the end of that.
He is dealing with a hairline fracture at the base of his third metacarpal.
What?
Early estimate, 2 to 4 weeks. So it would sound like maybe your take about the World Baseball Classic is also looking like it might have been ill-informed
back
or
to the college
unwise.
players, back to the amateurs. There goes that.
Jesse and Hunter, what have you curated from the text portion of the Carbless Talk and text line on the bad take front?
Can I start in the YouTube comments, actually? Because you mentioned this one from Tom.
Yeah, Tom nailed it.
He thought it was not going to work out for Barry Alvarez at the University of Wisconsin. He thought that was a bad hire. Tom in the YouTube comments. That might be worse than Pat Murphy. That might be worse.
Yeah. I think it is. I think we've already found one worse than yours, Jesse. Congratulations.
They haven't named it Pat Murphy Field at American Family Field yet, or Pat Murphy Ballpark at American Family Field. Like, they named the field after Barry Alvarez for his contributions and what he meant to the University of Wisconsin, and obviously all the successes that came with that. So I would say Tom's is worse than mine.
Yes, I would tend to agree. Congratulations, Tom. That's quite an accomplishment.
Now over on the Carbless ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line, this is more Ryan in Madison. My bad sports take. Justin Fields is going to bring the Bears a couple of Super Bowls when he was drafted. A couple of Super Bowls for Justin Fields.
Close.
Rob in Michigan just texts Jeff Janis. I don't know which part, but he was right.
I will say that another rival to your Pat Murphy take was the crowd, and there are a number of people that confess now after the fact that they were in this group that thought the Packers should cut Davante Adams so Jeff Janis could get more playing time. There were definitely those that felt that way and believed that, and as it turned out, could not have been more wrong.
Josh DiMaggio on our private talk and text line texted us this, and I know several people who would fit this category, including our friend Joe up in Beaver Dam. Davante Adams, the Packers should have moved on from him real quick when he was dropping all those balls his first year or two in the league. He was not going to pan out as a Packers wide receiver. Our buddy Joe in Beaver Dam, he volunteered to donate $17 for every Davante Adams touchdown 1 year to charity because he thought he wouldn't catch that many. And obviously he became one of the best receivers in franchise history over the span of almost a decade.
For the record, and if Joe had decided to really be overconfident about his lack of belief in Davante Adams, had he said he would donate $17 for every touchdown he had in his career, Davante Adams has 117 career touchdowns.
So what is it? 117 times 17.
Yeah, you're in the $2,000 range there, I believe.
117 times 17 is $1,989.
Yeah, there you go.
If Joe had followed through on that one. Yeah, it's good.
That's a good one, though. I like it.
Because a lot of people say it wasn't just Joe, it wasn't just Josh. A lot of people were down on Davante Adams in those early years. Here's one from the 414 on the Carbless ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. Remember, send us if it's your first text, what your name and where you're texting from so we can give you a shout out. I thought Tim Duncan and the Spurs was going to be a bust. And of course, he went on to have a Hall of Fame career with multiple NBA Finals championships to his name.
He did indeed. Those are good. Keep those coming. I would like to stay reasonably on the clock for our guests today and to prove to Tausch that's something that we're capable of doing.
Easy with the three of us here today. What could possibly go wrong?
That's true. That sounds like a bad omen right there.
That's a bad omen.
It's a good omen.
Where he's learning more about omens, Hunter, so that's good. We're also learning more about Thanalysis Live tomorrow night. One of the biggest nights in Wisconsin sports, and now you and a friend can go, and you only got to pay for one ticket. That's right, the you buy one, we buy the other promotion for Thanalysis Live tomorrow night at the Riverside Theater. obviously Thanasis Antetokounmpo. He is joined by Ric Flair, and also, after they get done with a beatdown of the White Sox today, Jacob Misiorowski and Pat Murphy. Maybe Jesse can swing by and say hi to Pat. He's introduced himself a few times in press conferences. He can tell how much mileage we've gotten out of his bad take about Pat Murphy's job status. All that kind of fun and more when you attend the tomorrow night's Thanalysis Live at the Riverside Theater. Now, here's how you get your tickets if you haven't already. TALiveshow.com. That's the website, TALiveshow.com. Now, when you go to checkout, you have to type in this very long acronym, ESPN WIBOGO. ESPN WIBOGO at checkout. That will get you your free ticket along with the one you're purchasing, and you can celebrate a fun night out tomorrow night at the Riverside Theater with The Miz, with Murph, with Woo, and with Thanasis for Thanalysis Live, TALiveshow.com. We will hear from Jordan Love as he discusses. We talked about a lot of different things yesterday, including his charitable work, but he did discuss last year's first pitch and his plans for being better today. We'll hear from him next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. You, rah, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. Reframing expectations, ESPN Radio's Evan Cohen offering a fresh lens on Badger basketball. The UW alum on Wilde and Tausch tying the program's ceiling to a familiar standard.
I don't think it's fair for us to sit here and say we should win the national championship every year because Kaminsky and Decker all were inches away. That's the abnormality. The normality for us should be January 1st or beyond bowl, second weekend college basketball NCAA tournament on the men's side.
Order today and get 0% interest until 2032 at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Upgrade now, pay no interest until 2032. Visit PellaWI.com.
At Associated Bank, we know it's not always fun thinking about saving. You know what is fun? Not thinking about it. That's why we call it automated savings. You save automatically. How much you want, how often you want, for whatever you want. And if you don't know how much to save, well, that's why we're here. We'll suggest an amount so you hit your target without ever thinking about it. See, saving can be fun, especially when it's automatic. At Associated Bank, we get you. That's why we've got you. Learn more at associatedbank.com/YouGotThis. Member FDIC.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This is our crew.
A drive, left center, deep, see you later!
Every pitch, every strike, every hit.
Fly ball right field, hit a ton, we're tied!
Hear the call of every Milwaukee Brewers game this season on 100.5 ESPN.
At the track at the wall, jumped up, Jackson Chourio brought it back! Oh-ho-ho!
You're listening to Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Hi, I'm John Hayes of Goodman's Jewelers. It's hard to imagine, but Goodman's has been the diamond store of Madison since 1933, which means your parents, maybe even your grandparents might have shopped with us. We maintain the same high standards, honesty, and integrity that kept them coming back time and again. Keep their history and our history alive. Shop Goodman's Jewelers today in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. We're online at goodmansjewelers.com.
The best is at Goodman's.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
We've got Bill Schroeder coming up. We've got Dom Catronio coming up. So we'll circle back to some of your worst sports takes. But I do want to hear from Jordan Love on his worst ceremonial first pitch. When I talked to him, I don't think he had seen the incredibly helpful efforts of Riley, Pablo, and Jesse on our social media channels.
It's too bad.
Yeah, it is
Could have helped
unfortunate.
him. He might not be prepared now today.
Well, it sounds like he's been preparing himself, even without your help. Here's what Jordan Love said yesterday at the U.S. Venture facility down in Appleton as he was giving out cleats as part of his foundation's cleats giveaway. Here's Jordan Love.
Jordan, I know it's been kind of a busy week for you back here. You gave the Phoenix women a pep talk. You had your press conference today for the softball. You've got this. Have you fit in any time to throw a few pitches so tomorrow's first pitch is better than the one you felt like you kind of lobbed in last year?
Yeah, no, I've definitely, I go up to the facility and work out, and we found some time to sneak in a couple of baseball throws in there, but I definitely I need all the practice I can get. It's just so much different than throwing a football. And like you mentioned, this year I'm going to be a lot better than I was last year. I was very disappointed in the throw last year. So opening day, I gotta help these guys get off on the right start. So I think the opening pitch is going to be great, and been practicing. So, hopefully I go out there and have a great first pitch tomorrow.
He sounds confident. Doesn't he? Sounds like he feels better about his chances.
I didn't hear confidence in that. I heard an ability to laugh at himself knowing he had a poor performance last year when he did it in late May.
I did like that. Yeah,
I appreciate him acknowledging that. It was not like Rashawn Gary saying he was having a great season. He had acknowledged that he did not have a good performance last time out. So I appreciate his honesty. A couple of baseball throws at the facility doesn't give me the confidence that he's going to deliver this over the plate beautifully. Is it really that different than throwing a football? Like, I'm not an NFL.
I think so. I think the motion is different.
Like, you're throwing a ball over at a target. Like, it's not that different than throwing a football. You're a starting quarterback in the National Football League. You should be able to throw a baseball 60 feet.
Yeah, and certainly there are guys that have been very good baseball and football players. Aaron Rodgers was a very good high school baseball player. Drew Henson played both in Major League Baseball and in the NFL. So
Kyler Murray probably regrets not playing baseball at this point.
it's still an option, I suppose, if things don't work out in Minnesota. But, I think it's a different motion. But you're right. You would think that someone who throws something for a living, again, I think he was very cautious. He's a cautious guy by nature when it comes to what he says and some other aspects of how he carries himself, and didn't want to embarrass himself out there, didn't want to throw one right directly into the dirt like some may have done. But again, now I'll say this. He knows how to make me more interested, because now I'm more interested. Before I might have gone in thinking, well, we saw how he throws first pitches, so I doubt this will be any better. Now I want to see him, like, I'm hoping that he gets there a little bit early. You know, they've got that area underneath the stands where you can get some work in the cage. Yeah. Maybe he makes some throws, gets loosened up, and then gets in there and throws, an 85-mile-an-hour splitter over the inside corner, and the crowd goes wild.
That'd be nice. Don't go all the way to the mound. Don't go all the way to the mound is my advice. Just go to the mound.
It's really George's advice that you are co-opting.
Even playing, much lower percentage chance of airmailing it or spiking it if you stand at the bottom of the mound on the even plane, and no one in that stadium would judge him.
But, Jesse, if he airmails it from the even plane compared to airmailing it from up on the mound, one of those is far worse. So you have the built-in excuse if it doesn't go well if you go from the mound.
Can't play scared.
And you earn respect.
This is the problem with the Green Bay Packers right now. They don't keep their foot on the gas in the second half. They're playing scared. They're going conservative. You got to keep going. If Jordan Love's going to do this, you can't go into it coming up with the excuses already for what could go wrong. You got to go at it full throttle.
I actually want to see him spin around and then throw a ball to the center fielder all the way to the warning track to show off his
out there.
Distance.
Play action rollout. Yeah,
exactly. Throw on the run. Exactly. All right. Well, we'll see how he fares. Again, 1:10 for first pitch across the Brewers radio network, of which we are certainly a part. And you can also catch it on TV, on TVW and on Fox 6 in Milwaukee. We need to get to Bill Schroeder, the Brewers TV analyst, and our friend who called Jordan Love's first pitch last year. A little football insight from Rock on that. He joins us to start the 10 o'clock hour, which begins in 2 minutes. So stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Hi, this is Dave Kane. You're listening to Madison's Home of the Bucks, a good Karma brand radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
What is up, Madison? I'm Hunter Vaughn. Your Sports Center update is brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out at 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. Some breaking news for the Milwaukee Brewers ahead of their opening day game today. Outfielder Jackson Chourio was placed on the 10-day IL with a left hand fracture, according to Adam McKelvey. The reports are that he will be out for 2 to 4 weeks. Blake Perkins then has been moved up from AAA Nashville to replace Jackson Chourio on the roster. And of course, breaking news brought to you by the Metro family of dealerships here in Madison. And like I said, it is opening day for the Milwaukee Brewers. They begin the season at AmFam Field as they start a 3-game series with the Chicago White Sox. Jacob Mizorowski is on the bump today. Last year, he went 5-3 with a 4.36 ERA, striking out 87 batters. Coverage today will start at 12:35. First pitch at 1:10. You can hear it here on Madison's home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball, 100.5 ESPN Madison.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch with Jesse Nelson and Hunter Vaughn filling the very large shoes of Mark Tauscher, who I see Geriot is curious. I don't know where Tausch is. I just know he's on assignment. So Geriot wondering if he's out and about to celebrate the opening day wearing CC Sabathia's pants.
It is possible.
By the way, we're going to talk to Bill Schroeder here in a moment. I caught a little bit of the game last night on Netflix.
Yeah, opener.
I think it makes you appreciate people that are really good at color analysis. There were some rough patches during the portion of the game that I caught, and that's why Rock is great, because he's so good at what he does, and it's so natural. If it's not something you've done extensively, it can be difficult. Your color guy on Bullstream TV, also elite.
Yeah, Emil Williams Jr. and the pro that joins us every year, a rotating cast each year. Yeah, great squad, Bullstream TV.
Joining us, speaking of goats, when it comes to analysis on the Brewers during his color analysis on the broadcasts, it is our friend and the most famous assistant girls varsity basketball coach in Martin Luther history. It is our friend Bill Schroeder on opening day. Bill, good morning. How are you, buddy?
Good. I'm good. Goat, huh? Is that the good goat or the bad goat?
No, you're the good goat.
When I was growing up, to be the goat was not what you wanted to be. But greatest of all time, I'll take that. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm almost in your age group, a little younger, not by a ton. But yeah. I would say this. I remember that time too when you were the GOAT because Bill Buckner was the GOAT with that play at first base, right?
Yeah, you did something that cost your team a win. You know, you were the GOAT that day, but that's not the case anymore. Being a GOAT's a good thing.
Well, you're so good at what you do that I went back yesterday. Because I spent some time with Jordan Love, and I went back and rewatched the video of his first pitch back on May 26th of last season. And there you are, being the nice guy that you are. And do you have a lot of football in your background? Did you play football in addition to becoming a Major League Baseball player?
I played football in high school. I was the first graduating class of my high school, so our football team was not very good. I think we won 2 games in 2 years. But I was a tight end, defensive end. I was a place kicker. I snapped for punts, and so yeah, it was rough. So I got recruited to go play baseball at Clemson, and the baseball coach Bill Wilhelm at the time said, if you wanted to, look into the football program, you can do that too. I went to a practice when I visited Clemson on a recruiting trip, and I saw how these guys were hitting each other and coming in like rockets and killing each other, even just in spring practice. And I said, I don't think so. I think I'm going to stick with baseball. They played for keeps down there, even back then.
Well, you dropped a football reference in support of Jordan Love, which I thought was not only nice, but germane to describing his ephus pitch that he threw to home plate, and that was that he was getting it over the linebacker. The safety was closing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you just can't fire it all the time. You got to have some touch to it. Yeah, so He was hard on himself. I was listening to watching the news this morning, and they were asking him about his pitch last year, and he said it wasn't very good. I say anything that doesn't bounce and can be caught is a decent first pitch.
Not that anyone who is normally on this program but isn't on the show today bounced his first pitch into home plate at some point last season. I'll keep that under my hat. So, Bill, let's get the bad news out of the way first. News this morning that Jackson Chourio is going to start on the IL. Apparently, the fracture in his left hand occurred in a exhibition game at the start of the World Baseball Classic. What's your concern level and disappointment for Jackson that this is how his season is going to start?
Well, I know that he didn't want to go on the injured list, but I think the Brewers are thinking long term. They want to get this thing under control, and he played a lot of games in spring training. He played in the WBC, during that whole thing. So I don't know how serious it is. I know it's something that he was dealing with, and so I just give him the time off, maybe 2-3 weeks, whatever it takes to get him back to 100%. I mean, it looked like he was swinging the bat pretty well, but he's a tough kid, But I'm not concerned. They bring up Blake Perkins. You're not going to lose anything defensively for sure. You're going to miss Jackson's offense. But again, I mean, if he's back sometime second, third week in April, I think it's all going to be okay. The thing you don't want to do is keep him in there, and then something else happens, then you miss him for 2 months. So that's not what you want. So you'd rather have a little bit on this end as opposed to a lot on the back end. So I think the Brewers are being cautious, and which they should.
Bill Tausch was here comparing the World Baseball Classic to a Bishop's charity game for the Green Bay Packers a few weeks ago when we were all celebrating, saying how great it was. Is he going to take a victory lap now that Jackson Chourio suffered this injury during the World Baseball Classic, and is this a bad omen for the future of that event?
No, I think that the Baseball Classic, that was a fantastic event. I think that Major League Baseball in the world did a great job representing each country, and I watched more games this past year than I have, I think, combined over the last, the first few year classics that they had. I mean, it was fantastic. The crowd support, the stadiums were packed, the energy. I mean, it was a great event. So, every now and again you're going to have an injury. But unfortunately, Sal Frelick declined to play for Italy because he kind of got a little bit nicked up during the Classic and didn't want to have to deal with that again. He did that last time they had the Classic. And I disagree completely with Tausch. I would say that at arm's length distance because, he's... But I think the World Baseball Classic is fantastic. I mean, the baseball's version of the Olympics. So I'm all for it.
I like that we always have the T-shirt, I agree with Tausch. Now we have I completely disagree with Tausch as also an option for us. This is great.
Yeah, maybe put that on the back of the shirt as you're walking away. You don't want to, yeah. But anyway, I don't disagree with much that you guys talk about up there, particularly Tausch. I know he was at Brewers Fantasy Camp one year, and he was a big hit. But hopefully he's not going to hold that against me. I disagree with him on the WBC.
That's music to our ears. We don't push back on him enough. Bill Schroeder joins us from a safe distance away from Mark Tauscher and on the Yuengling guest hotline. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America and now officially in Wisconsin. DG Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. Rock, we obviously enjoyed last season. We also enjoyed crushing Jesse for his completely ill-advised assessment in May, that maybe we start to have a conversation about Pat Murphy and whether he's the right guy to manage the team. No one has ever been more wrong than him.
Retiring that today.
Yeah.
So what? I am curious because you're obviously around Murph a lot, and we've had him on the show a couple times, and I can see why guys play for him and adore him. In your experience, what is it about him that, because he's one of the reasons, along with a deep roster, that we once again feel good about this team. No matter who they lose in the offseason, we always feel confident because they know how to fill holes, and they've got the best manager in the game.
Well, no kidding. You got to go with, the whole organization's been, fantastic. I mean, and, the decisions that they make have been outstanding. I mean, anytime you have a trade or something comes up that you say, what are they doing? But you just got to trust in what they're doing, because they haven't made too many mistakes. And when you think about the team going forward this year, they really lost Freddie Peralta, right? I mean, so Durbin's gone, and some of the other guys. I mean, some of the guys out of the bullpen, but they've got a lot of young, talented arms. I know that the one concern that I think that there might be out there is the starting rotation, except for Woody, who is thankfully going to be back. He's going to pitch that last game against the Rays, I guess, and. But you have a very young, talented starting rotation, unproven. So it's going to be interesting to watch the development of those guys. But Murph relies heavily on his coaching staff, his hitting coaches, and Chris Hook, Jim Henderson, the pitching staff, the pitching guys. And I think that's the one thing that you really admire about Murph. He doesn't pretend to know everything. He uses his coaches extremely well, and uses his coaches to relay things to players, and he lets his players make decisions in the clubhouse, which is something that I think they really enjoy. He calls them the pillars of the team, so there's many things. I mean, we can go on and on about how great Murph is and how good he is with young players, and I think a lot of that has to do with his experience as a college coach, dealing with young players at that level. But he has a way of being honest with them. I mean, anytime a player, all a player wants is somebody to tell them honestly what their situation is and what the organization thinks. And Murph is honest with them, and I think that they appreciate that.
And it's also great that since Craig Counsell left, we've had the NL Manager of the Year every single year. Just gonna.
Yeah. I mean, that's another sidelight, right? I mean, so we've never had a Manager of the Year in Milwaukee, but we've had back-to-back. So, interesting.
Haven't not had one since then. Bill Schroeder on the Yingling Guest Hotline. All right, couple for you based on some things I've heard here the last couple of days, Rock. Bryce Terang, he was cooking in the World Baseball Classic. Is he an MVP candidate this year, you think?
We'll see. I mean, there's a lot of great players in baseball, but, Platinum Glove a couple of years ago. I can't believe he wasn't Gold Glove last year. There's not a better infielder in all of baseball than Bryce Terang, and now he's hitting, right? I mean, he's swinging the bat with authority. I mean, there's not a harder working guy. Right now I'm sitting here watching Brewers batting practice. The guys are just starting to hit, and Bryce Terang is out taking ground balls up the middle and in the hole and making throws, and this is what Bryce Terang does every single day. I mean, if the Brewers don't have batting practice, Terang is out there, working on his skills over at second base. It doesn't happen by accident. He works as hard as anybody in the big leagues, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to be able to swing the bat like he did last year. The name is going to get out there, and he's probably going to get some votes if he has that kind of year.
Miz gets the start here on opening day. Is he on a pitch count this year? Are there any restrictions, or is this full go?
It's full go. 100 pitches, I would imagine. I mean, I think the last time he made an appearance, it was like in the 80s, mid-80s. I mean, they'll ratchet it up to maybe 90, 95. Hopefully he gets through 5 innings in that stretch. And, it really is amazing, how he has come along. I mean, last year after 5 starts, he makes the All-Star team. And mentally, and, he was able to handle that. He didn't let it get to his head. He kept working and working. So now he's an opening day starter after 14 Major League starts. So a lot has come to this kid. A lot has been thrown at him, a lot of pressure. I mean, T-shirt days, and now he's got bobbleheads, and he's such a young kid. So I'm looking for Miz to be more conscious of pitch counts this year. He's working hard on off speed in spring training, change-ups, curveballs, those types of things. Maybe getting outs a little bit early in counts, but when he's in trouble, he's at 103 to reach back on, and not many guys have that option.
Who's the guy this year that we're not talking about yet that we're going to find out about here in the first couple of weeks and as the season goes on?
Sproat, the young kid that the Brewers picked up in that Peralta deal. Brandon Sproat, he's going to be making a start in this series here. He got nasty stuff. I mean, 95 with a cutter, working on changeup, and I think he's going to be the guy that might open some eyes, because it's going to take a couple of these young guys to really, exceed expectations because of how young they all are, and you don't really know what to expect out of a lot of these guys, So I think keep an eye on Sproat. I think he's going to be somebody to keep an eye on, a guy to watch.
All right, last one from me. My dad lives in Muskego, and he wants to watch the game. He knows it's on Fox 6 today. Where are you guys going to be on Saturday? Do you know yet?
Well, I mean, you got to go online. Somebody asked me that, and I was on another radio show, and I guarantee I will say something wrong, and I'll get called on the carpet from the ivory tower. So you go brewers.tv/watch or something like that, and you put in your zip code, and it'll tell you, what channel you're on as far as, either on cable or what have you, or DirecTV or something like that. But I'm not gonna go out on a limb and tell you how to do that. You just gotta, just keep an eye on it and go to brewers.tv/watch. I think that's what it is, and I hope to God that I'm right on that.
Ironic that once upon a time we had the former head of CBS television on our show, who is a Wisconsin alum, and did the Brewers 1982 Brewers documentary, and suddenly became a joke that I was asking him when Murder, She Wrote was on, and now you just put Rock on the spot about finding Saturday's game on TV.
Murder, She Wrote was on like 30 years ago. This game's on Saturday, and we got to know where everybody can watch the game.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you the easy way to do it would be to go to brewers.tv on your smart TV and pay the $99.99 for the entire season. You get every single game. So that would be my recommendation for those. But of course, if you have a TV that has rabbit ears on it and no cable, you're not going to be able to do that. So yeah, you might want to invest in a new TV.
Except for today, because today it's on Fox 6 and TVW in Madison and everywhere else around the state on local TV.
Yeah, there's going to be like 10 games, I think, 10 or so games on local TV. Yeah, that'd be great.
Rock, how many games do I get you for?
Well, I'm doing
season?
60 this year. I'm doing 60. All home games except for I'll be in Minnesota doing that series. And then at the end of the season, I'm going to be going to Philly. So I grew up, not far from Philly in New Jersey, and it's always kind of a homecoming. And I love the energy in Philly. So I'm going to be going to two road trips, but the rest of them are going to be home games.
Well, as we've talked about before, I know you dialed back your number a few years ago, but we are so grateful that we still have you doing the games and have you as our friend, because you know how much we love you, buddy. Last thing, I didn't want to. I know I get people choked up. I didn't want to put you in that spot because
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Speaking of choked up, and I'm not going to get necessarily choked up when he pitches, but Woody has been through so much. And you talk about the young guys. I always get after Brian Gutekunst a little bit, because I think veteran players, you don't have to have a whole team of them, because as we saw with Woody and his injuries, older players do get injured a little more frequently than young players in football. But I just think guys like that are so valuable. In addition to what he can do on the mound, what is he going to do for that young group of pitchers, just having him there to help them as they mature?
Well, just lead by example. As hard as he works, I know that he's been having a difficult time with injuries. First his shoulder, then a side issue last year that kept him out of the playoffs. And as you said, you get older, things start happening. Just wait till he turns 60. Well, that's all going to happen. But anyway, he's been incredible with a lot of these young guys. Not just pitchers either. I mean, he'll talk to hitters about how he would handle, how he would approach an at bat against a guy like Yelich or a guy like Chourio, and tell him, this is what I would do if I was facing you. And sometimes that gives them valuable information as they go up to the plate, because pitchers, a lot of them think alike, right? Especially you get hard throwers like Woody and change ups and the breaking pitches and stuff like that. So it's much easier to lead by example when you're on the active roster and you're making starts every fifth day. But he was doing a really good job while he was injured last year, sitting in that dugout, making sure that he was a part of things and making sure that he was available to anybody that wanted to talk to him. So, he's been a valuable asset. The Brewers signed him knowing that he wasn't going to be able to pitch. That's how they feel how important he is. So,
Well, I will just say this. I would never insult your intelligence because I know you're a smart guy, but why you're dumb enough to come on our show every single time we ask you, I have no idea. But we are so grateful, and we love when we get to catch up with you. We will bother you multiple times during the remainder of the season, but thanks for making time for us on what I know is a busy day with opening day. We appreciate you, and we love you, buddy. Thanks.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate you guys having me on, and don't tell Tausch that I was disagreeing with him because then
we will. The secret's safe with us. I ain't telling him. I'm Team Rock.
He'll always have the last word because he's going to be on the radio every day. So anyway,
by the way,
thanks for having me.
When you partner up with BA, make sure his voice is good when you're ready to go this season.
Yeah, he had a tough time there in the first round, didn't he? Yeah, missed a day or whatever in a couple of days, but he'll be back sometime next week, I believe. He's going to be back for a game. He's doing the NCAA tournament right now, but he'll be back, I think, for a game or two next week. I may be wrong about that, but that's what I think he told me.
All right, Rock, I'm going to try and make it to a game that you're doing because it would be great to see you again. It's been a long time. So we appreciate you. Thanks for making time for us, buddy.
All right, guys. Yeah, go Brewers, and we'll talk to you soon, all right?
All right,
Thanks.
That is the GOAT, Bill Schroeder on Wilde and Tausch. I'm not going to lie. I love talking to him every single time. We're always smarter because of him. But this time, more than ever, him actually disagreeing with old boy, we could all keep that between ourselves. We don't have to bring it up when the big fella gets back, but we can just enjoy the fact that occurred. Be happy that it happened, because that was nice to hear. I will say this, Jesse, and I'm not agreeing with Tausch necessarily, but it is pretty wild that we're talking about a scenario here where one of your best players is not participating because of what Tausch said, the Bishop's Charities game in his estimation.
It is disappointing to hear that Tausch might be right about something again. That's very frustrating around here. So I hope it doesn't discourage teams from allowing their players to participate in a really great event. Like Dr. Denver Dan, I saw in the YouTube comment, oh, here's Jesse wishy-washy saying the World Baseball Classic stupid. I didn't say it was stupid. I loved it. Tausch is the one who said it was stupid. I want this thing to continue on. I think they're going to do it like every other year now. Like, I want it to continue to have the flair that it had this year. I want it to have that excitement. Like, postseason baseball atmosphere in March before opening day is even here. That was awesome. Watch. It was one of the highest rated baseball telecasts like ever on Fox for that championship game. So I want it to continue being great. The way it wouldn't be great is if the star players stop participating in it or have a severely limited role in it from the teams that allow them to play because of the risk of injury. This does not help that long term.
You could get hit with a pitch, though, in a spring training game. Like,
True.
This was just bad luck.
Yeah, I mean, baseball player, like some of the flukiest injuries come in baseball with the loading a suitcase or using the salad tongs. Those are things that have impacted Brewers players over the years. So it's, baseball.
Tearing a phone book.
Riding a scooter, I think, was
Sidney Crosby busted up his knee in the Olympics playing for Team Canada, and from what I've seen, the NHL players are still like, we're going to do it again next Olympics. Like, we still want to do this. I know the mentality is different in that sport, but like, I don't think that this would change anything for the superstars unless somebody like Ohtani all of a sudden needed to get Tommy John because he was pitching in the World Baseball Classic.
Well, again, we're just going to revel in the fact that Bill Schroeder sided with Jesse because instead of with Tausch on the World Baseball Classic. And we're going to move on to trivia, which the category is the 2025 Brewers season. That would be the season that just ended.
Reflecting.
Jesse, which caller would you like Hunter to answer?
Well, they won 97 games.
We're not taking caller.
There's 162. 1 + 6 + 2 is 9. 9-inning game. That seems appropriate. Caller 9.
Caller 9 right now to play trivia. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. Brewers trivia presented by Cousin Subs and Iron Jock is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Hi, it's Dave from Canopy Wealth Management. Many people are balancing retirement planning, college costs, and caring for aging parents, often all at once. With extensive experience, the Canopy team has helped others navigate these same challenges and can be a trusted thought partner as you prioritize what matters most. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's our promise. Get started today at canopy-wealth.com.
Paid for by Canopy Wealth Management. Canopy Wealth Management is registered as an investment advisor with the SEC.
Wisconsin weather doesn't wait, and neither should you. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we make upgrading your home simple. Right now, order today and get 0% interest until 2032. You heard me right. 0% interest all the way until 2032. Upgrade your windows and doors now and pay over time without paying interest. With our 10-year limited warranty, you can feel confident in your investment. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. 3/31/2026.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
This is Coach Greg Gard. Strong teams succeed with the right partners. Bank CMG works closely with Wisconsin business owners, offering local insight, modern tools, and honest guidance you can trust. They take the time to understand your goals and help you build something sustainable. Whether you're managing cash flow, planning for growth, or navigating change, having the right banking partner matters. When your business matters, your bank should too. BankCMG.com.
Ben Brust here for the Princeton Club. If you're looking for your better tomorrow, you know where to go. It's the Princeton Club. If you're looking to grow, it's also the Princeton Club, because they will cheer for you in all areas of your life. The best way to do that is to start a foundation of having a healthy body, and your growth will start from there. With the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, they provide everything for you to reach your goals. Start your better tomorrow today and grow in all areas of your life at the Princeton Club. Join for a better tomorrow.
Let's be honest, I don't do stink. I work hard, I sweat, but I still want my gear to smell good and last. That's why I love Iron Jock. It was built to solve the problem everyone knows: smelly gear that wears out too fast. Iron Jock uses silver ion technology, infusing nano silver right into the fabric to kill 99% of odor-causing bacteria. For the life of the gear, it doesn't wash out, it doesn't wear out. Iron Jock keeps me fresh and feeling unstoppable. Iron Jock, no stink, just performance. Shop now at ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com.
The Bucky Badger Student Mascot Fund was created to support the amazing student athletes who bring the best mascot in the world to life. Hey, my name is Stacy Bruner. I was Bucky Badger from 2010 to 2014. My most memorable sports moment was running out the flag at the 2013 Rose Bowl versus Stanford. Your donation will help fund new scholarships to ensure that the rich tradition of Bucky lives on. Learn more at supportbucky.org. That's supportbucky.org.
We're on the Packers.
This 2 or 3 year window needs to yield a championship.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
When you bring back everybody, Mr. Policy is telling you we're winning a championship.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
Before we get to trivia, what does this mean? Our friend Josh DiMaggio texting us in our Wilde and Tausch Village text chain, flash tattoo at a bar.
Yeah, he's getting one.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not like opening up his shirt and flashing everyone to show them his tattoo.
No. Well, I mean, I don't know where he got it. It might be
expedited tattoo.
Yeah, so there's a bar in Milwaukee that's doing flash tattoos where, like, a flash tattoo is essentially like a pop-up where it's like, oh, here, we're doing...
the guy that has tattoos could explain
quick
it, Jesse.
tattoos. Okay, sure, Hunter, that's probably better. Yeah, I don't know. Out of my element here.
So flash tattoos are designs that are pre-made, and then you go in, you pick them off of a sheet. So this tattoo shop, they're going to be setting up at a bar, and then you go in, you pick one, and then they slap it on, and they tattoo it on there. The idea is they want to try and get as many people in and out as they can. So they have a bunch of different Brewers designs. If I was not here right now with you guys, I would be over there getting a Brewers tattoo as well.
So it appears we now have photographic evidence.
What is that?
This is the bratwurst. That is who he now has on his body. He has selected the bratwurst. It's an outline. It's not as Hunter. Show your tattoo on the video stream, or one of them, not any of the ones that are in questionable
I just
areas.
got this one this week.
Whoa.
It is a raven sitting on a skull because I thought it looked cool.
Okay.
But that was not a flash one. My flash one, if I can bend properly, it's the ship there on the back of my arm. I have no idea if you can actually see it.
I could see it. I see it. All right. So this is just kind of an outline of the bratwurst with his little hat on and his big mustache. But again, it appears I'm not interested in taking a tour of Josh DiMaggio's body.
Why does the bratwurst look sad?
I don't know where on his body this is. It looks like, is that on his kneecap?
I'm guessing that's his knee. I'm kind of hoping that's his knee, honestly.
So these are the options that they had for them up on the video stream.
Whoa!
Betty Boop! Brewers logo, all of the racing sausages. Yeah, that's nice. Bernie Brewer with his big mustache. So, Hunter, which would you have selected had you gone down to Milwaukee for this promotion?
So I have a space underneath. I have a tattoo of the state of Wisconsin, and then it's got the state motto forward underneath it, and I've got some space on my wrist. I probably would have gone the Brewers logo under it because I feel like that would have fit well there.
Well, we will see if our first-time contestant for trivia has any tattoos, because it's time now for trivia presented by Cousin Subs and Iron Jock.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Iron Jock, performance apparel that actually performs. No stink, just performance, and proudly Wisconsin-built. Shop now at ironjock.com. And by Cousin Subs. It's lobster season at Cousin Subs. Their lobster salad sub is fresh, flavorful, and only here for a limited time. Try it today.
He's in Milwaukee, so he would certainly be able to swing by and get his flash tattoo. Our first-time contestant is Andy in Milwaukee. Andy, good morning. Welcome to the show, and do you have any tattoos?
Good morning. Yes, I do. I have one on my back, but I am in my upper 30s, so flash tattoos are not in my wheelhouse anymore. I'm a little too old for that.
Hunter's in his upper 30s. He said he would do it today if he could. 30s. Mid-30s.
Yeah, I'm not going to judge, I guess, but not my cup of tea.
Fair. All right, so here's what we're going to do for trivia. I have not looked at the that part of the show sheet yet, so I'm going to pull a Tausch and not ask any of the questions, and I'm going to play along and see if I agree or disagree with Andy's answers, and Jesse's going to ask all three of the questions.
Can do, Jason. All right, Andy. Question number 1 on 2025 Brewers season trivia for you this morning. Happy opening day. The opening series for the Brewers and Yankees in the Bronx last year featured controversy around which of these things? Was it torpedo bats, Bat-zookas, or the Black Sox down scandal?
I believe that was A, torpedo bats.
It was the torpedo bats.
I agree. Thanks, Hunter. Yeah, this is fun. I'm glad I get to play along.
Black Sox down. How do you think, Jason? Was it pretty good?
That was not bad. It was better than I was. I didn't. It's strange to not see the questions ahead of time because then the anticipation builds for what the third option is going to be in the first question.
Some think it's liberating not seeing the questions ahead of time and not being part of this particular segment. All right. Question number 2, Andy. 2026 opening day starter Jacob Mizorowski was named an NL All-Star last year, joining which other player still on the Brewers as an All-Star? Did he join current Brewer Trevor McGill, Freddie Peralta, or Bryce Terang?
I think it was Peralta. I'm going to say B.
Well, here's the thing. Jason, go ahead.
What do you think?
So I was I don't know if Bryce Terang was an all-star or not. I would think he wasn't based on Rock would have mentioned him being an all-star along with mentioning, platinum gloves and whatever else. Trevor McGill is still on the team. Freddie Peralta is not.
Correct. Yeah.
That's right.
So regrettably,
sneaky by Jesse.
Mm-hmm. He did join both McGill and Freddie Peralta as an NL All-Star last year, but Freddie Peralta is now a New York Met.
That was kind of a weaselly question, I'm not going to lie.
Freddie Peralta, by the way, opening day starter for the Mets. It's on NBC at noon this afternoon if you want to watch him pitch before
I'm good.
The Brewers. Okay, then last question for you, Andy, a chance to bounce back. Which player led the Milwaukee Brewers in home runs hit during the 2025 season? Were they led by Christian Yelich, William Contreras, or Andrew Vaughn?
Can I consult Jason first, or this is?
Oh boy!
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I don't know the answer.
Andy, that's a bad phone a friend, and also no.
Well, okay. So I'm gonna go with. I mean, the easy answer is Yelich, just because he's probably led the team. I'm gonna go with Yelich.
Okay,
Jason.
I would, in all honesty. And I'm hoping Andy is right and I am wrong. I was going to guess Contreras.
William
I did not know the answer.
Had a lot of home runs last year, so big walk-off part of that big stretch where they won all the burgers for everybody. Andrew Vaughn emerged pretty great mid-season in the acquisition from the White Sox.
Right.
Now he's the starter, but it was with 29 home runs, Christian Yelich in a resurgent season, leading the Brewers in dingers last year.
Nice. I'd much rather Andy be right than me. Well done, Andy. Get yourself a flash tattoo to celebrate getting 2 out of 3 right on Wilde and Tausch trivia. That means you got 3 of the possible 4 entries into tomorrow's drawing. How'd you think your major league debut went today?
All right. I think it was a little shorter than I thought it was going to be because Tausch wasn't around. I thought I was going to get asked a few more questions. But,
Well, you'll have to play again when he's here. So keep those dialing fingers ready. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Andy. We appreciate you, bud.
Love you guys.
All right, that is Wilde and Tausch trivia. Good questions, Jesse. They felt like, kind of like Goldilocks. Too hot, too cold, just right. I thought those were just right.
Appreciate that assessment.
Yeah, good work.
And now we turn the page to 2026. Last year's in the past.
Yes, and we also turn the page.
Murphy take.
He's really pushing for leaving the past in the past.
Never going to leave that one.
I got news for you. I don't think people are going to abide by your request. I'm going to request that we turn our attention to a little bit of what Jordan Love had to say yesterday when we talked. There were a couple of other things that I thought beyond his charitable works that were significant when we chatted yesterday. We'll get to those coming up next on Wilde and Tausch.
Baseball season is heating up.
Breaking ball, hit high, hit deep, left center! Bye-bye baseball!
Get ready for the return of Brewers baseball on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's new home of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 27 locations in this great state. Headquartered in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paints you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Mark Tauscher here, and you know I love a smart play from the pocket. That's why I joined UW Credit Union. With their mobile banking app, I can make smart plays from anywhere. And with rewards checking perks like early payday, I score my money sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and make the smart play by becoming a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Make your fitness goals last with Johnson Fitness and Wellness, the largest specialty fitness retailer in the country with 2 locations right here in Madison. At Johnson Fitness and Wellness, you'll find top-rated treadmills, strength equipment, ellipticals, bikes, and more, all guided by certified fitness experts who match the right equipment to your goals, space, and budget. And with white glove delivery and installation, plus flexible financing options, you can build your home gym with confidence. Visit one of their stores today or online at johnsonfitness.com.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973. They're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether you're looking for a sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none. Stop in today at their location on Fish Hatchery Road and check out their full lineup of vehicles and find the one that's right for you, or browse the vehicle selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. That's ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local, shop Zimbrick Honda.
Spring is here, and living with your old, drafty, foggy, dirty, hard-to-open, bad windows is no longer an option. You deserve better windows and doors. At Siding Unlimited, we install top-of-the-line wood, vinyl, and fiberglass windows with options to fit your style, color, and design choices. Built for energy efficiency, installed by our professional craftsmen at Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited. Experience, integrity, craftsmanship. Visit sidingunlimited.com today.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy provides year-round training programs designed around your schedule and your goals. For over 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement, with a state-of-the-art 52,000 square foot facility of elite baseball training space and coaches who know how to get results. From youth to high school, baseball players trust GRB to help them reach their next level. Training program spots are filling quickly, so don't wait. Register now at grbacademy.com.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
We will circle back to start the 11 o'clock hour to some of the bad takes as misery loves company, and Jesse is taking solace in the fact that as galactically stupid as he he's not alone in some of those sports takes. But I do want to get to a couple things Jordan Love said yesterday when he spoke at his charitable event. First of those being a conversation that we had about the off-season changes that the Packers have experienced. And I feel like on this show and elsewhere, we take them as they come, and then we kind of stop talking about them. But between player departures, staff changes, staff departures, it's actually been an off-season of a lot of change for the Packers, even though they kept their GM and their head coach and their cap guy at the top of their flow chart. And it wasn't until Jordan kind of put it in perspective yesterday that it dawned on me, yeah, it has been an off season of change. Here's Jordan Love talking about the changes this off season.
Obviously, Luke's not exactly a new coach for you. You've had him before and he's been in the room, but you get him now as your position coach. You obviously see a couple of guys leave in free agency with Romeo and Sheed. How do you kind of view this offseason of change for you?
Man, there's been a lot of change. I think that's the craziest part. It's just watching all the moves around the NFL and seeing where all these guys are going. And obviously, our team has made a lot of changes, and there's going to be some new faces, and definitely some guys will be missing that are moving on to different teams. So, it's expected every offseason you go into it, understanding that's going to be the case. And, I'm going to be missing the guys that are going elsewhere. And obviously excited to welcome some new faces. And like you mentioned with Getsy, being back in the quarterback room is, that's who was my first quarterback coach my first couple of years. So to have him back in the room is obviously a very familiar face, and I'm excited for that. Excited for Sean Mannion, obviously getting his opportunity to be offense coordinator. So, it's bittersweet, to be able to see these guys go places, and hopefully they have great success elsewhere. But, it's tough to see them go.
Jesse, have we underplayed how much change there's been this offseason? Because, Matt LaFleur is back, and that was the first kind of domino. 2 out of the 3 coordinators are going to be different. Changes aplenty on the defensive side, and even some changes on the offensive side in terms of coaching beyond the player departures. And he brought up Malik Willis and Elton Jenkins later in the conversation, also guys leaving on offense.
And it's funny because if you ask a lot of fans, they would say there hasn't been enough change this offseason.
Right. Great point.
Those like John Anderson yesterday who said, they don't necessarily believe in Matt LaFleur anymore, or the conversations we had about Adam Stenovich at the end of the season. Well, they're back. It's fascinating because I do think Jordan Love is one of the last players in college who didn't have to deal with the insane amount of change that college football players do every season. And I think a lot of the players younger than Jordan Love now on the Packers will be more accustomed to that amount of change than he is. Because in college football, you've got coordinators and head coaches and obviously transfer portal guys coming and going every year. You're relearning your team. And so somebody like Jaden Reed probably isn't going to be as impacted by this as Jordan Love is, because Jaden Reed was around when NIL was a thing and the transfer portal rules opened up and everything could change. Some of the, like Baron Sorrell, won't be as impacted by this. Matthew Golden obviously was a guy who did transfer to a couple of different schools. So like those guys won't be as impacted by this incredible amount of change this offseason. And I don't even know if I'd say it's an incredible amount. It's a decent amount, maybe more than they're used to the last couple of years. But it's interesting to hear the perspective of one of the last of that frontier who didn't experience that drastic amount in college and how he's navigating it this offseason versus how I think some younger players would probably answer that question. In a weird way, the younger players are actually more experienced in dealing with this adversity than the quarterback is.
It's a really smart take, Jesse. That's really
You don't
insightful.
have to sound so surprised, Jason.
Wow.
No, I said that was sincere, because we're going to get back to stupid takes like yours a little bit later in the program. We'll hear more from Jordan Love. I was just looking this up, by the way. I went to Brewers.tv, and they've got a number of packages right now. So we don't know what it's going to look like on my cable system and how often?
No,
I'll get
now
to
we
see
do.
Rock?
I was looking this up too because my dad needs to know. He's been asking me every time I've called him for the last 4 weeks where the Brewers games are going to be on. So I got it now. So you go to hang on, what's it? Brewers.com/watch. Brewers.com/watch. This is for the cable specifically. And they've got the whole thing right here. You can sign up for the online thing for the whole season or per month, whatever you want to do. But then if you do have cable, you scroll,
which I do.
You scroll,
like George.
You scroll down a little bit on Brewers.com/watch, and then there's a channel finder little portion of the website. And so you just type in your zip code. So I'm going to type in my zip code right now.
And your social security number.
There it is. Or
and
here,
mother's maiden name.
I'll type in my dad's. Here, okay, Muskego zip code. I'm going to type that in.
Muskego zip code. Good work.
So now, okay, now it says choose your TV provider. He has Spectrum, so we're going to choose that. And then, boom, good news. The Brewers are available on Spectrum HD channel 1308, 308, 319, 327, 469.
So you gotta figure out which one. You do it, and there it is.
Yeah.
Yep. Same channels.
So you can do it.
It's a lot of channels. So that's great. Good. We'll be able to watch rock and a rotating band of play-by-play guys. That's great. That makes me happy.
So for those with cable, brewers.com/watch, and you can punch in your zip code, and it'll tell you with your cable provider where you can find it.
Meanwhile, Brewers.tv is presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook, and we are presented in part by Potawatomi because I love going to Potawatomi even though I'm not a gambler. Because you don't need to hop on a plane or board a cruise ship to feel like you've escaped. Your next getaway is waiting at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Start with the stay. The biggest hotel rooms in Milwaukee. Nearly 500 beautifully designed rooms and luxury suites, perfect for a weekend reset, a date night, or celebrating something big. And you're just steps away from everything happening inside. If you're hungry, you got all kinds of options. Premium steaks at Dream Dance Steakhouse, pizza, burritos, quick bites at the Marketplace. Rock and Brews, my favorite, for a high-energy vibe and the best salmon in town. Canal Street Cafe, Ru Yi Asian Kitchen, Cream City Coffee Company, food and drink specials happening all the time. And again, if you're planning a wedding, a birthday, or an anniversary, they've got these great event spaces that are built to make it unforgettable. Sophisticated relaxation, incredible flavor, a full night out all in one place at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. We'll hear again from Jordan Love next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
We're on the Badgers.
I don't blame Greg Gard for this. I'm just lowering my expectations.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
So I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed in Badger basketball.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhoffels. Upgrade your sleep game during Steinhoffels Mattress Madness. Get top brands, unbeatable prices, free delivery, and a 120-night sleep guarantee. Only at Steinhoffels. ESPN Radio's Evan Cohen offering a fresh lens on Badger basketball. The UW alum on Wilde and Tausch tying the program's ceiling to a familiar standard.
I don't think it's fair for us to sit here and say we should win the national championship every year because Kaminsky and Decker all were inches away. That's the abnormality. The normality for us should be January 1st or beyond bowl, second weekend college basketball NCAA tournament on the men's side.
Order today and get 0% interest until 2032 at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Upgrade now, pay no interest until 2032. Visit PellaWI.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
All day, every day, the Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text Line. This is more.
Molly Brown here, and it's time for slam dunk deals at Metro Kia of Madison. Get into a 2026 Kia Sorento or Kia Sportage with 0% APR for 48 months. That's just $20.83 per $1,000 financed. Customers who purchase a new vehicle can also win one of 5 prizes: a smart TV, 1 year of oil changes, a Metro Kia t-shirt, an in-store gift card, or a complimentary car wash. These deals end March 31st. Head to Metro Kia of Madison on the east side or visit metrokiaofmadison.com today.
Major League Baseball on ESPN Radio. It's opening day in Los Angeles.
Home to the world champion Dodgers. On its way! Ball game!
Coverage begins tonight at 8 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Goodman's Jewelers is flooded with joy and ready to welcome everyone back. After being closed 8 weeks, join their grand reopening on Friday, March 27th from 10 to 5 and Saturday, March 28th from 10 to 4. Enjoy special H2O savings and take part in a silent auction during this 2-day celebration. A portion of all sales and silent auction funds will support Gio's Garden, helping local children with disabilities and their families. Head on over to 220 State Street and help Goodman's Jewelers make a difference.
Truck crash? Call Gruber offices. One call, that's all.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. Upgrade to Iron Jock. Available now at ironjock.com.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
Breaking Brewers news. Jackson Chourio is out with a fractured left hand. Stay tuned right here on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Milwaukee Brewers. Breaking news on ESPN Madison is presented by the Metro family of auto dealers.
One more thing from Jordan Love, and we'll have more on Channel 3000, where you can certainly read about Jordan's comments about his first pitch. But we'll talk more about the changes of the offseason. By the way, for those of you that are more interested in Jordan's personal life, he and Ronica will be welcoming their first child, a daughter, in about a month. So,
did you get him anything?
Not yet. I did not. I am a pretty good gift giver, as you know, so I'll come up with something. Maybe
you and Rob and any of the other parent beat writers should just go and put together a list of dad advice.
That's a good idea. I like that. I was just going to offer up, we've obviously got 2 girls now that are in the babysitting age range at 16 and 15. I don't think they're interested in newborn work, but if they want an opportunity to babysit, they're certainly available. All right, so he did talk about 2 specific departures. Romeo Dobbs, who he was obviously very close with, would work out with in the offseason, and I would argue is probably the wide receiver that he had the best, Aaron Rodgers, Jordy Nelson style connectivity to, not to that level. He is now a New England Patriot, and then Rasheed Walker, who departs for the Carolina Panthers. So I asked Jordan Love about their specific departures.
You obviously are close with Romeo and had a good relationship with Shido. Do you feel good about what you still have on your offensive line and still on your wide receiver group?
Yeah, I think that's the tough part is when you find out guys are leaving and knowing that they're going to be missed for sure. Those are guys who had a huge impact on us the past couple of years. But like you mentioned in the receiver room, we still got a lot of great weapons, a lot of guys who played a lot of ball, and we know what they're all about. So can't wait to get rolling once OTAs start, and obviously in the O-line room too with Sheed leaving, Elton leaving. We've got guys that have played different positions. We'll see where everybody ends up on the O-line, but I got a lot of confidence in those guys, and we'll put in the work throughout OTAs once we get into training camp and make sure everybody's dialed in and ready to go.
I gotta say, the camera work for someone who is not in that realm, I'm relatively pleased.
John Anderson would
with
give you an
how that
A.
played out.
Uh-huh.
Proper amount of headspace for him. I will say this. I agree with him. Look, they still got a bunch of good wide receivers, and I'm not dissing Romeo Doubs. He's going to get a great opportunity in New England. As I said from the jump last season, I expected them to get the best that they could out of him in 2025 and then say thank you for your service, and that's precisely what happened. He's not going to get up there and go, yeah, I don't know about this offensive line, man. I've seen Jordan Morgan, and I'm not sure he's a great left tackle. He's not going to say that, but that is where I would allocate my greater amount of concern when it comes to some of the changes on the offensive side of the ball. And then we talked a little bit later about Malik Willis's departure, and obviously those guys are really tight. And I'm curious to see. I keep seeing people throwing out Kirk Cousins. I know Adam Schefter talked about that on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. As I said to John Anderson yesterday about Anthony Richardson in Indy, I'll be surprised if they do anything beyond Desmond Ridder. I will be surprised if something like that happens.
So I think change is funny for us as Wisconsin sports fans because, like, the Packers' offensive line was not looked at as a good unit last year. In fact, we looked at it at the end of the year and said it was probably one of their weakest position groups last year. So then two guys leave, and everyone's like, oh, what are we going to do? And we lost two of our offensive linemen from last year. Like, Badger football. Like, everyone's complaining all season long. They have the second worst offense in college football, and then a bunch of guys hit the portal at the end of the year. Everyone's like, oh, my God, now what are we going to do? We're losing everybody to the portal. Well, isn't that good? Like, everyone was complaining all year about the unit. Isn't it good that they're changing something up and trying something new next year if it was bad last time? So that's not the case for every position, but for some of them, like the offensive line, okay, if it wasn't good enough last year and you think that they have a chance to get better or at least to grow to be better than what their ceiling would have been with the players last year, that should be celebrated. That should be looked at as a positive as opposed to, oh my God, what are we going to do? Like, this is going to be terrible again. Like, it was bad last year.
Except for the fact that 4 of the 5 positions are the same. So the change isn't that significant, right? Like, Sean Ryan was the center for the second half of the season, and they brought him back, and they're hoping that experience makes him better than he was. But, that was not the plan. I mean, there was a game in Arizona where Sean Ryan didn't play at all. He protected on field goal protection. That was all he did.
And then he basically said, I'm out of here, right?
Right. That's what he thought was going to happen. And look, I don't think we know what Anthony Belton is. I think we graded him on he was a rookie curve. But I don't know how good he's going to be as a full-time 17-game starter. And then let's not forget, we don't know what the timeline is for Zach Tom. And we've talked about that a lot. But a patellar tendon, the reason why Schroeder got a job in Carolina is, I get Brad Nortman's teams mixed up all the time. The reason he got an opportunity is because their franchise left tackle tore his patellar tendon, and then Yosh Nijman unexpectedly retired. So there's a lot of similarity to the way they finished the season on the offensive line, and there's also change, and I don't like much of it on either side. It's got a lot to prove to me. So, all right, we need to get back to bad takes, and my understanding is we have a lot of them.
Yeah, there's some fun ones coming in here on the Carbless ESPN Wisconsin Talk and Text Line. There's some good ones here.
I would say that here's a bad take for you. Just put off your estate planning. There's no rush. I'm sure everything will be fine. That's a bad take. And guess what? That's been my take for far too long. Now we've got Walney Legal Group on board, and I'm going to get my act together with their help. They specialize in estate planning, wills, trusts, probate, elder care, and special needs planning. They have a custom, personalized experience instead of the cookie-cutter, one-size-fits-all approach. They believe, and I believe as well, now, that estate planning is an uncomfortable necessity. I've got the uncomfortable part down. It's the necessity that I have to appreciate. But I am with 84% of people who don't have their affairs in order, and that's why Walney makes it smooth, easy, and as painless as possible to take care of you from start to finish. Their motto? Lawyering the way it should be, with clear communication, brilliant expertise, personal service, and a modern approach. So, I know I tell you about a lot of things on this show. This one, if you're listening to me right now and going, boy, I haven't done that either, it's okay, but do something about it. Go to WalneyLegal.com. That is WALNY Legal.com to start a conversation no matter what phase you're in the process. Walney Legal, WALNY Legal.com. The 11 o'clock hour starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here, and if you know me, you know I love Wisconsin. That's why I'm a UW Credit Union member. Their team's been all about Wisconsin since 1931, and they love making banking easy for members. Whether it's with their convenient mobile app or with the great perks like early payday to get you paid sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Monte Ball.
Monte steps to the right, dashes, reaches, touchdown.
You listen to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
What is up, Madison? I'm Hunter Vaughn. Your Sports Center update is brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors. Trusted and local experts providing the best quality roof, siding, windows, and doors. Expertly installed and at an affordable price. Get your free estimate today at ridgetopexteriors.com. Some breaking news around the Milwaukee Brewers this morning as outfielder Jackson Chourio has been placed on the 10-day injured list with a left-hand fracture, according to Adam McKelvey. The report is that he will miss anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks with that injury. Blake Perkins then has been moved up from AAA Nashville to replace Jackson Chourio on the Brewers roster. It is opening day in Milwaukee as the Brewers will begin the season at AmFam Field, hosting the Chicago White Sox for a 3-game series, with Game 1 happening today. Jacob Mizorowski will be on the mound for the Brew Crew. Last year he went 5-3 with a 4.36 ERA and 87 strikeouts. Today's coverage will start at 12:35. First pitch at 1:10, right here on Madison's home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball, 100.5 ESPN.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. It will include a visit from our man Dom Catronio of 620 WTMJ, another of our Brewers experts. Man, we don't have to rely on Jesse. We don't have to rely on Usher George. We've got all the GOATs that help us with it. Bill Schroeder, Jeff Levering, Jeff Passan when we get to talk to him, and Dom will join us a little bit later. Before we get to that, I am curious, Jesse, does misery indeed love company?
Oh, yeah, there's some bad takes that have been coming in. We asked people at the start of the show to share their worst sports takes ever in celebration, and I was hoping in ceremonial burial of my Pat Murphy questioning his leadership as the manager of the Brewers when they were in 4th place in the middle of May at Pablo's birthday bash last year. Adam in the Berg, you can see this one on the Carbless ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line for those joining us on the video stream. Malik Willis is a better quarterback than Jordan Love. Adam in the Berg. There are some who still believe that.
Yes. There are some that would say, yeah, it's true. He is. Just watch.
And now we could say in the Matt LaFleur system, that answer may never come to full fruition because now Malik Willis is gone and Jeff Hafley's, the head coach over there. I don't know who's calling plays for them, but we'll see how it goes for the Dolphins this year. But there is still a strong contingency, I would say, of Packers fans. Not the majority, but a strong contingency who believe that the offense was better with Malik Willis as the quarterback.
Yeah, I don't tend to agree with that necessarily. I do understand where the thought process comes from. I don't agree. I am eager to see what Malik Willis does this year. Bobby Slowick, son of former Packers assistant coach and for 1 year defensive coordinator Bob Slowick, is the offensive coordinator and will be the play caller for Jeff Hafley down in Miami.
There's another one here from Jennifer in Madison on the Carbless ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line 844-770-3776. Despite being a UW alum and a huge Badger football fan, I thought the Seahawks were crazy for starting Russell Wilson over Matt Flynn, thinking he didn't think he'd have an NFL skill set. Jennifer in Madison texting that one. And she was not alone in saying that Russell Wilson is undersized and it won't work in the NFL. He can't be a mobile quarterback the way he was in college and be successful throwing over defenses. And while it fizzled at the end for Russell, I guess he's still going, so we can't say at the end yet. But
it's true.
In
the back end of his career.
While it has fizzled since he left Seattle, he had a good decade as a Seahawks starting quarterback, including a Super Bowl championship. So, Jennifer, big wrong on that one.
I'll be honest with Jennifer. I was Team Jennifer on that. I was skeptical as well. 3rd round pick, like you said, undersized. So it worked out well for him. You got one more?
We have a couple more that came through. We had Tyler in Bayview. I thought Matt Patricia was going to bring the Lombardi Trophy to Detroit, coming from Bill Belichick's staff, which, of course, that failed pretty bad. Greg in Madison, I told a few friends back in the day, I hope Tauscher can at least make the Packers 5-man practice squad. So that one hits home for us because obviously he went on to become a Packers Hall of Famer and someone who likes to sit out the trivia segment of Wilde and Tausch trivia. But pretty great career for old boy.
Yeah. Hunter was telling me that he had the video queued up of Draft Day, not the film, the cinematic classic.
Yeah.
But of this situation with Strofe and the Bears pick.
Yeah, we should review this one.
But I'm told that this is, you know me. I don't want to get clipped out of context. And my understanding is that this is an inaccurate depiction of what actually happened on draft day.
I think we can play it first, and then I'll explain what happened on draft night. So This is from the draft up in Green Bay this last year in our coverage on ESPN Wisconsin.
So with the 10th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Colston Loveland, tight end, Michigan.
So they go tight end, but it's not Tyler.
So, moments before
so
that.
people understand, Bears fans have latched onto that, and they have murdered Strofe for laughing at the pick.
Or he just laughed at
For him laughing at the pick.
Oh.
What was not put in that video by the person producing back at the Gruber Law Office's studios in Milwaukee, Will Summers, known Bears fan, was that moments before Will Summers was adamant that Tyler Warren, the tight end, was the pick to go with and he would be the best pick.
So he's laughing at
Will,
yes.
Not
at the selection.
Yes. Well, then that's not That's not
right. That's false advertising.
That doesn't fit this at all. Yeah.
I know, but it's been the classic one for the past year that has been continually brought up
and Bears
around
fans
our
hate
stations.
him.
Yes.
He was getting that sent to him during the playoff game.
Yep.
I do remember seeing it, yes.
Yeah. So, all right, let's, as much as I'd love to continue to discuss how Jesse's not the only one to have said some sort of bad sports take, he's just got the title of having the worst sports take. We need to get to Dom. He's going to join us coming up after I remind you that if you've got a mattress that is more than 7 years old, it's time to permanently bench it and draft a new one. Right now, it's Mattress Madness at Steinhoffel's. It's time to get the perfect upgrade. Their sleep experts will help match you with the right mattress for the way you sleep, so you wake up rested instead of hitting the snooze bar over and over. You'll find all the top brands at unbeatable prices, plus free delivery and a 120-night sleep guarantee. Mattress Madness on now at Steinhoffel's. You can shop both in-store or online at steinhoffels.com. Dom Catronio gets us ready for the opener. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
At J&K Security Solutions, protecting your home or business is more than just the priority. It's what we do. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. Since 1987, J&K Security Solutions has been committed to providing Madison and southern Wisconsin with dependable security solutions. Whether it's security, fire, or the latest automation solutions, go to jksecurity.com to see how J&K can help keep your home or business secure. Get protected now at jksecurity.com.
The Exteriors Company, built for Wisconsin, backed by expertise. From our family to yours, roofing, windows, siding, gutters, and doors. Your solution-based company, community strong, and service that will please. Get a free estimate today. The Exteriors Company, built for Wisconsin, backed by expertise.
Ben Brust here for Zimbrick European. The all-new 2026 Audi Q3 has arrived at Audi Madison. Lease the all-new 2026 Audi Q3 Quattro for $579 per month for 36 months. Offer is only available until March 31st. Stop in and test drive today. Check out AudiMadison.com to browse and see current inventory and specials. Start your adventure at Audi Madison today, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
Hey, it's John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. Come in and discover the high standards, classic traditions, honesty, integrity, and elegance when you walk through our doors. For over 90 years, customers have returned again and again to our warm boutique setting. Trust me, because I've been there for over 40 of them. Whether it's time to come back or your first time in, stop by Goodman's Jewelers at 220 State Street today. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Looking for a fun new way to golf on Monday nights? The Bridges Golf Course in Madison is teeing up a brand new 2-person scramble league. Grab a friend and compete head-to-head in a relaxed format, men's, women's, or co-ed. Great for beginners and experienced players alike. Monday nights at the Bridges Golf Course in Madison.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. Upgrade to Iron Jock. Available now at ironjock.com.
What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. You know that honeydew list that's been sitting on your counter since what, 2020? Yeah, we can handle that. From leaky faucets to light fixtures, our handyman team at Bruner Realty fixes it all. Fast, friendly, and done right the first time. We take care of it so you don't have to. Visit fixedbybruner.com. That's fixedbybruner.com. Because your to-do list deserves a happy ending.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Joining us now on the Yuengling guest hotline. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America, now officially in Wisconsin. Family owned and operated for 6 generations. DG Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. Is our go-to Brewers guy. Live from AmFam Field, on camera with a tie, making us all look bad.
He looks good.
But he also makes us look smarter because of all the insight he gives us. It is our buddy Dom Catronio of 620 WTMJ. Dom, good morning. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. Dressed for the job you want, not the job you have, right?
Some say that. I barely dress appropriately for the job I have. So here's the deal.
You are talking to the wrong crowd on that one.
Yeah, no, he looks.
Radio,
you look,
know the drill.
dude. You look great. I'm serious. Like I am. You're dressed to the nines, as they say. Speaking of people that underperform. Jesse Nelson last year, as you know, because we discussed this with you, he's very excited to put to bed his most stupid thing he's ever said, which is really, there's a lot of competition for that title. But when he thought we should be having a conversation about Pat Murphy's job status in May, he has never lived that down. You've been around ball a long time. You know ball. Have you ever been as galactically stupid as he was about anything during your career?
You know, I'm rethinking our entire relationship now, Jesse. I'm rethinking making this appearance right now.
You ask one question about when we should have a conversation about having a conversation, and you never live it down.
You don't. Yeah, you should not live that down. You should not live that down because as a ball knower, the season doesn't begin until Memorial Day, right? The season does not. Nobody cares about the standings. And quite frankly, I don't even care about the standings until the All-Star break because the way that this game works, just look at last year's team. It's a perfect example of baseball. You go from, is this team that good in May to best record in baseball, number 1 seed. I'm not saying that's the expectation for this season, but it's just a reminder that, like, hey, they had the worst run differential ever in the first 4 games of a season and still had the number 1 record in baseball. Let it play out. It's a long year. And, Jesse, I will not hold your feet to the fire on that one, but that was a swing and a miss, man.
It was bad.
Not only does he dress nicely, he acts nicely. I'm sorry. I'm going to make fun of you forever for that, and especially when they win the World Series.
I've learned we've moved. I think it's hilarious that they not only went on to have the best record in baseball, but he won Manager of the Year for the 2nd straight year. The Brewers never had a Manager of the Year. Council should have got it a bunch of times, and then ever since he left, we had nothing but the Manager of the Year. It's fantastic.
And Jesse took
how it all works out.
And Jesse tried to take credit for the turnaround because of him asking his question.
Lit a fire. Yeah.
All right, Dom, I do want to talk about expectations for this team because you've got that 30,000-foot view along with the minutia when it comes to this team. But we got to start with the Chourio thing. I'm curious. We know that he got hit by a pitch way back on March 4th in the World Baseball Classic. Now he starts on the IL, won't play today. Is this something that he tried to play through and they finally shut him down? Or what has been kind of the journey for him with this injury, and what are our expectations for his return?
Yeah, the timeline, just like you said, the 4th is when he got hit, and then he was down for a couple of days in the pool play. Venezuela was rolling through that pool anyway. It was always going to be them and Dominican. And he's playing through it. And a reminder on the timeline here, he got x-rays after he was hit by the pitch, and they did not show a fracture because it's a hairline fracture. It didn't show in another x-ray when he got back to Arizona. He was still dealing with soreness, but the x-ray again showed it was clean and he was fine and keep playing. And then finally, it was a check swing on Tuesday in the exhibitions that really flared up on him and made him realize, okay, something is wrong here. This isn't something I'm used to. Go to the MRI, and the MRI is what revealed the small hairline fracture at the bottom of his hand, bottom of his middle finger, if I could point it out here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, basically, as a right-handed hitter, you know, the middle of your hand, that's where your grip is, man. Like, that, you need that strength at the bottom of the bat. So the good news is because it's a hairline fracture and because he's technically been healing, they expect it to be short-term. 2 to 4 weeks is the expectation for Chourio to return.
It's weird. Jason and Tausch have been reviewing that finger with each other over the last couple of weeks, and the injury wasn't even
Notice I had the other fingers open at the same time.
Very critical, yes.
So, okay, Dom, if we learn nothing about the team or we don't care about the standings until Memorial Day or the All-Star break, last year the Torpedo Bats were the big takeaway from the opening weekend. That ended up kind of being a nothing burger by the time the season wrapped up at the end of the year. You're wearing a suit and tie there. It's a special day for a reason. What can we learn from these first 3 games against the White Sox here to open up the season?
I mean, the first thing that I'm learning about this team is how seriously they want to get Jake Bauers' bat in the lineup. After having such an epic spring training, him getting the nod in left field, granted they're facing a righty today, so it's easier to put the left-handed batting Bauers into the order against Shane Smith. But how aggressive are they going to be with Bauers in the order? Are there going to be days where he's in left and Yelly's DHing, vice versa, where Yelly plays left, Bauers DHs, where Bauers plays first and Vaughn DHs and Yelly plays left? That's going to be the 3-man weave that I'm going to be monitoring all season, where can they force Bauers to stay hot? Because he's somebody that's always been better with more frequent plate appearances. That's the first thing I really want to monitor. The second thing is how much can David Hamilton take that quantum leap that Pat Murphy predicted in spring training? Because I thought he had a very underrated camp. I thought he did everything the Brewers asked of him, especially defensively, learning a brand new position at third base. And he is the opening day third baseman here in a position he has never played professionally before, aside from 1 inning. So I think the Brewers believe in that. And I wonder, I'm just speaking out loud here, guys, how much they like David Hamilton and how much they like Jet Williams, because that's your depth chart at shortstop right now. And we know all eyes are going to be on Joey Ortiz. And, you know, as poor as last season went offensively for him, he knows he needs to step it up. But the Brewers have reinforcements ready to go if Joey's bat isn't catching up to his glove.
So for those like Jason who didn't watch much of spring training because they weren't on cable for him to easily click on it every day, who are some of the new guys that we should be keeping an eye on here at the start of the season? You mentioned a couple of them there. Who else should we kind of have top of mind as we're watching these first few games?
Well, don't worry. We are now on cable. They announced the channels today, and also today's available over Fox 6 over the air today, too. So keep that in mind for everybody here with GKB. But the point for the new guys, the name that I just keep coming back to is Brandon Sproat. He gets the ball on Sunday. He was acquired in the Freddie Peralta trade, and he's already in the opening day rotation. He's only made 4 big league starts, and I can tell you this, he's going to make a lot more than 4 big league starts this season. I think this is my pick to click. This is my National League Rookie of the Year. I think he's going to be that good. I think he is somebody that already has a refined arsenal that is now getting the magic pixie dust of Chris Hook and Jim Henderson and the entire pitching staff. From what I saw on Tuesday and what I saw in spring training, this dude's got it. I air quotes it. And I'm very excited for Brandon Sproat to be a Rookie of the Year candidate and be somebody the Brewers are really excited for in their rotation.
So that's 2 votes for Sproat, because Rock was talking big on Sproat when he joined us a little earlier in the show too. So I'm circling that one. That's significant to keep an eye on when he gets a start here this weekend. Dom, so all right, we've talked about the young guys. What about the old guys? How's Yelich looking? How's William Contreras? How are the veterans looking coming back here this year?
Since when is 33 old, guys? I'm turning 32.
We talk about the Packers all the time.
It's because we talk about the Packers on the show. Yes, exactly. You're being put out the pasture if Goody's in charge with you.
The old guys, in your words, not mine. But Yelly is ready to go. I joked with him a lot in spring training this year. I was down there the whole time where, we always do kind of like an annual State of the Union at the very beginning of spring training with Yelly, and then we do it again at the end. And in the middle, it's just casual conversation with Yelly. And he didn't appear in a spring training game until I want to say March 6th, March 7th. It was pretty late for him. And I'm like, dude, it's your 14th year in the show. What do you really need? He's like, I'm good. I'm ready to go right now. I'm ready. I just feel a calm confidence from Yelly. I feel a calm confidence from even guys like Andrew Vaughn, who believes that last year was not a fluke, that he can continue to be the first-round pick that he once was with these White Sox. And then the other guy that I just want to point out that I think we're forgetting about is William Contreras. I did a poll of who do you think is going to be the team MVP this year. Bryce Terang ran away with that, and I'm fine with that vote. Chourio was second, and then Contreras was third. Contreras is healthy. He's fresh and ready to go. He's got reinforcements with Gary behind him that he could take a few more days off potentially this season. But I think a healthy William Contreras could be tapped into more of the 2024 best catcher in baseball, William Contreras, as opposed to what we saw last year dealing with his finger. So that's my biggest, A. Williams going to get back to normal this season, and that's why this lineup's going to be really dangerous.
So it sounds, Dom, like everyone's feeling good. Like the rotation sounds like it's going to be good. Even though Chourio's down, it's still there's depth. It feels like the lineup's going to be good. The team won 97 games last year. A lot of the same pieces are back. A few are gone, but a lot are back. How come they keep getting projected by all these, sports books and everybody to win 81, 84 games like it's around 500? This happens every year. How come it keeps happening when they keep proving everybody wrong?
Because they don't pay attention. It's that simple. They just don't pay attention. They don't give them the credit that they deserve. And how many times, the analogy I've been giving is it's like math class. It's like calculus. You got to show your work. You got to show how you got to the solution, right? And the Brewers have shown us when they make those difficult trades, they work out. When they traded Josh Hader, I know they didn't make the playoffs in 22, but it bore into William Contreras, and it started this three-peat. And then you look at, they trade Devin Williams, they trade Corbin Burns. All of those pieces have become important everyday pieces of the Brewers lineup. And how many times do they have to tell you, we believe in the minor league system, we believe in our scouting, we believe in our player development to say, you guys don't rate our rookies high enough. We think these guys are studs. Guys like Jet Williams that are going to make their big league debut this year, he's going to be a stud. And I think that when you look at it from the rest of the league, most other teams are starting rookies because they have to. The Brewers tend to start rookies because they're excited to. And I think that they give them the time to be seasoned and ready to go and say, when you're here, you're expected to win. And that is such an amazing environment to get into as a rookie. I remember Yelly talked about it last year where there are guys that have spent their entire 10, 12, 13-year careers in the show that have never been to playoffs. Guys like Sal Frelick and Bryce Terang don't know any different, on all their 3 years. So that's certainly a blessing the Brewers have going for them.
All right, Dom, I know you want to get ready for the game, so one quick thing. You mentioned Jet Williams twice. That is someone that obviously we know the name. We don't know the game yet. You were around him throughout spring training. We know his acquisition was a big part of that trade. Give us a better idea of what to expect, because when I hear you say that a guy's going to be a stud, that means a lot coming from you. Why should I feel that way?
When I look at Jet, I see 3 key ingredients that make him a Brewer, air quotes. Number 1, he has great strike zone discipline. He understands ball strike, and he doesn't chase pitches. Number 2, he hits the ball hard. I don't care that he's 5'6" listed at. He hits the ball hard. In fact, he hits the ball harder than Caleb Durbin. Hits the ball harder than Andrew Monasterio, the guys that he would be replacing when he comes up to the show. And number 3, he plays the Brewers brand of baseball already. He's had multiple seasons in the minors with 20-plus stolen bases. He puts bat to ball. He already fits the mold of guys that Pat Murphy loves to acquire. He's Dustin Pedroia. I know we use that comp way too much. This is the most Dustin Pedroia-looking guy since Dustin Pedroia, and that's why I'm fired up for it.
All right, so let's get to work. This is why I am so thankful for you and for Justin Garcia when it comes to the Bucks, because I hate people that do this job and fake their way through it. We don't do that around here. We have experts like you to help us, and we are so lucky to have you. If people want more of Dom Catronio, which there are people that want that, I know that, where all can they get it, like in terms
Brewers
of on 620 WTMJ?
Brewers All Access is the podcast feed. Dom_Cotroneo on Twitter and Dom C Baseball on Instagram.
Hey, I know there's a lot of people out in the parking lot and on 94 because there's construction. Are they cranking the music so everybody outside the stadium can enjoy it right now? Or what's the deal?
Turn it up late
the
in our
Whiskey Bells
conversation.
are playing right now. The Whiskey Bells are cranking it out.
Feels like we're there.
Everyone's still at the tailgates. So sorry for the
No, you're good. No, you're the best. All right, Dom, we'll let you go. Enjoy the game. Enjoy the season. We will be bothering you again throughout the year. We appreciate you when you make time for us, buddy. Thanks.
As long as Jesse doesn't have any bad managerial takes. Thanks, guys.
Well, I can't guarantee anything at this point. Yeah, exactly. That is Dom Catronio live from AmFam Field. He's up there in the press box. And, again, I can't emphasize this enough. I really, one of my pet peeves about what we do as a career is that there are these people there's people that are knowledgeable about everything. I don't want to be besmirching them. There are people that are really good at this that can juggle all the different teams and be really insightful about all of them. I can tell you this, I'm not that guy. I think I'm pretty insightful when it comes to the professional football team here in Wisconsin. But we're lucky to have folks like Dom Catronio and Justin Garcia on our team so we can talk about the Bucks and we can talk about the Brewers in an intelligent manner, and he's as good as it gets. So we appreciate him making time for us. Sounds like when we go down to the Hard Rock Casino Rockford, you're going to be taking the over on the Brewers win totals. Can you still get in on that once the season starts? Did you already get in on that?
We did it last year. Remember, we went down there in May. I think it was right after Pablo's birthday bash, and that's when we got in on the Brewers.
And so you went under then because you thought their manager sucked.
No, I think we went over because there was good value on the chance for the Brewers. We had the Brewers winning the division, I think, when they were in fourth place, and we felt pretty good that they were getting some pieces back and whatnot. So Miz came up after that. So, yes, you can still make those wagers throughout the entire course of the season. And when we get down there, whether it's in a week or two here or maybe a little bit later, we'll kind of check where everything's at and assess the Packers, assess the Brewers, and make our moves.
Well, we appreciate Dom making time for us, joining us on the Yingling guest hotline. A quick question before we move forward. When you slide over into your seat that you're in today, does that mean Hunter gets to be the woe guy, or do you still commandeer that like you commandeer trivia?
No, we typically do it where whoever's producing gets to lead the producer-led segment.
Excellent.
And you know me, I love delegating, so if it means less preparation for me, sure.
Indeed. All right, well then there it is. Whoa! Hunter is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Wisconsin weather doesn't wait, and neither should you. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we make upgrading your home simple. Right now, order today and get 0% interest until 2032. You heard me right. 0% interest all the way until 2032. Upgrade your windows and doors now and pay over time without paying interest. With our 10-year limited warranty, you can feel confident in your investment. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. 3/31/2026.
Hey, it's Riley Yauk. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on social media for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview for the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
When you've been seriously injured, you need a trusted team on your side. Gruber Law Offices is available 24/7 and will even come to you. Your first call is free. Your first visit is free. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plans set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Wisconsin, let's talk about something near and dear to my heart. Beer. Specifically, great beer. And if you haven't met Yuengling yet, allow me to introduce you. Yuengling is the oldest brewery in America, founded in Pottsville, PA in 1829. 197 years, 6 generations of family-owned brewing. Do you know how they became America's oldest brewery? By making great beer. This is a real American beer. Smooth, rich, and finally here in Wisconsin. So grab a Yuengling, raise a glass, and celebrate history the way it was meant to be celebrated, by drinking it. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. Well, it's bracket season, and Pizza Hut's got the watch parties covered. And right now, get a large 3-topping pizza for just $10. Try it on Pizza Hut's new hand-tossed crust. Crispy and golden outside, soft and fluffy inside, and finished with garlic parm seasoning. Order today at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. A large 3-topping pizza for just $10 on Pizza Hut's new hand-tossed crust. Pizza Hut. Feed good times. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
The sound of summaries on ESPN Madison.
And a swing and a miss. Would you like fries with that?
Madison's home of the Brewers.
Fly ball to deep right. It is back. Out of here!
Catch every Milwaukee Brewers game this season on 100.5 ESPN.
Watching it sail, it's a grand slam!
Brewers baseball on ESPN Madison is presented by Hard Rock Casino Rockford and brought to you by Canopy Wealth Management and the Metro family of auto dealers.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy provides year-round training programs designed around your schedule and your goals. For over 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement with a state-of-the-art 52,000 square foot facility of elite baseball training space and coaches who know how to get results. From youth to high school, baseball players trust GRB to help them reach their next level. Training program spots are filling quickly, so don't wait. Register now at grbacademy.com.
Breaking Brewers news. Jackson Chourio is out with a fractured left hand. Stay tuned right here on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Milwaukee Brewers. Breaking news on ESPN Madison is presented by the Metro family of auto dealers.
Thanks again to Dom Catronio for getting us insight into the Brewers. Time now for insight into Gerald Ford's presidency. It's time now for Woe Hunter.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocco's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde and Tausch.
Jesse, are you stifling a yawn right before Hunter was supposed to start his segment? Is that what happened there?
That is disrespectful.
Yes, it is what happened.
That's not very nice.
I fell asleep on the couch watching Paradise last night. I really love Paradise.
Oh, it's so good.
They have commercials on Hulu, and I fell asleep during one of the commercials. And then Becca always leaves me on the couch. She never wakes me up when she goes, but she just leaves me there. And then I woke up at like 2 in the morning. I'm like, dang it, I fell asleep watching Paradise, and then I couldn't fall back asleep. So I'm a little tired. Yeah.
Well, I'll forgive you because Paradise is an awesome show and everybody should watch
really
it.
Good.
What is this? Is this like?
It's on a streaming thing. I don't know if you.
We have Hulu.
Yeah,
we have Hulu.
Okay.
Paradise is so good. It's got James Marsden, Sterling K. Brown, bunch of other great actors.
Okay.
The first episode, you discover that they're in their second season now. Episode 1 of season 1, the president is assassinated, and Sterling K. Brown plays a Secret Service agent. There's a big twist at the end of the first episode, that then takes the series in a completely different direction that you didn't see coming. And I feel like in season 2 they're building up to a big twist that they're going to reveal at the end that no one sees coming. It's going to go a different way. It's really good.
Some of us in the office were taking our votes on what we think it is, and we all have a different theory on it. Highly recommend that show. There's a good twist at the end of every one, so that's why I like it, because nowadays with binging, you don't get good. Just each episode is well written and well put together.
Yeah.
It's designed to be watched 5 in a row instead of you can watch each episode individually.
This is one where it actually is better watching it like one at a time throughout the week, because you get to like really stew on each thing and your theories on what's going to happen. And the music is also really good. They have like a theme song that plays throughout it, but then at the end of every episode, there's like a classic 80s song that they slow down to be this really powerful thing, like as a montage of action is happening. You would love it, Jason. It's good.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch that. Hunter, what do you got for Whoa Hunter?
Well, I showed it earlier, and then I figured I would actually get a clear picture of it. So I got another tattoo this week. I have it up on the video stream again. American traditional raven sitting on a skull because I just thought it looked cool. But I got a great compliment.
Wait, what part of your body is that?
So I was going to say it's on the inside of my bicep on my right arm.
Okay.
So it is that area of your body can be very sensitive.
Yeah, it sounds painful.
Well, it was, and then my tattoo artist at the end, as he was like doing some of the coloring and finishing up, he was like, "Hey, you sat like a rock today," which is like a big compliment because that's a tough thing when you're getting tattooed, is like can be sitting still.
Sat like a rock.
So I wanted to know from you guys, what's a random compliment like that you guys have ever gotten that's kind of a niche, like if you know that's a big deal, but otherwise for a normal person it doesn't mean anything.
Wow.
By the way, if we could rewind for a second, because I don't think I've ever gotten a compliment like that. My question is, where do we stand now on a total sum tattoos? I know you started with what is often referred to as that tramp stamp. Is that was your first one, right?
I don't have a tramp stamp.
Okay, just wanted
my very first one is on my left calf. It's a Led Zeppelin tattoo.
Okay. And how old were you when you got that?
19.
Okay.
So it's not the best tattoo, but it was my first. And then I really started getting going on the video stream. I've got my wife's favorite flower, a peony.
Yep, I knew that one.
Got Luke's lightsaber, so that would be number 3, the green lightsaber. The state of Wisconsin.
That's Star Wars, Jason.
Yep.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate you.
So that's at 4. I've got the Clipper ship on the back of my arm, so that's 5. I've got a radio up on my upper
radio?
arm. Yep. I think that one I can get to.
Well, you're going to get the ESPN Wisconsin app now or YouTube to go with the radio?
I asked Ashton if I could get anything if I were to get like the call letters or
What do you mean
ESPN
get anything? Like you want to get paid to get a tattoo, be a walking advertisement?
Yeah, absolutely I do.
It's like advertising on jerseys, except it's on his body.
Yeah. Maybe like an extra 2 weeks of vacation.
You're just going to become
forever.
a NASCAR vehicle walking around.
I'd absolutely do that.
What's that? Oh, it's ice cream. Oh.
So is there anywhere where you will not get a tattoo? Like I got a haircut yesterday, and the woman cutting my hair was very chatty as I wait for my
too
usual.
Chatty. Sounds too chatty.
There was way more information than I was, and I'm very Lacey, who I've gone to since we were both very young, is getting better with her battle with breast cancer. So I'm very eager to go back to her because these are disaster haircuts, and I got way more information than I wanted about her. It's one of those chains. But she's telling me about her 23-year-old daughter who's dating a guy who's 45.
Whoa!
All kinds of information that I don't need. And the guy who's 45 that her daughter is dating also has face tattoos.
So my wife has told me I am not allowed to go past my wrist because I really want to get one on the top of my hand.
Okay.
She won't let that happen, and then I can't get anything if I was wearing like a regular T-shirt, nothing above the collar of the T-shirt, so I can't get something on my neck.
In case you got to work in a bank.
Yeah. So I do that's again one of those I'd mentioned. I'm like, I wouldn't mind getting something like right on the side of my neck, but I'm not allowed to do that.
And not on your face. You definitely draw your line at the face.
Oh yeah, won't do the face. I don't think I could sit through that because areas where you don't have a lot of muscle and fat. Not that I have much muscle and it is more fat, but anywhere that it is thinner. That's where it can be much more painful, or than like on the inside of the arm it was, because there's just a lot of nerve endings.
Okay. And Jesse, you do not have a tattoo.
No, I don't. No. And I never will. 45 dating a 23-year-old. That doesn't seem as bad as you would think, but then it doesn't follow the half plus 7 rule. So therefore, I think that means it's not okay.
You also start getting into the territory of when did they meet? And then it gets really iffy.
I mean, they might adjust. They're just dating.
No, because she has another daughter who had been dating a fella since she was. They were just friends when she was 16 and 17, and I'm like, look, I just finished the haircut. I have to go.
Whoa, Nelly!
Whoa, Nelly! Exactly.
Okay, I've got one more really quickly. A college assignment came out and has been going around. Sports General Manager paper. You have to pick a professional sports team in the U.S. and you have to explain what player you would add to that team in both the first round, the second, and the third round of their drafts, and then who you would have head coach that team as if you're the GM, and it has to be 3 to 5 pages. So non-Wisconsin sports team, what team are you picking?
Well, wait a minute. Like, can I pick the current coach if I think the current coach?
Like, then you have to explain why.
Can I say, like, Steve Kerr has won 4 titles with the Warriors? I think we should keep running that back?
Yes, but then you have to explain why and, like, give his coaching stats and why you would back that up.
Okay. Well, I think Steve Kerr should keep coaching the Warriors.
But then who would you add? And you have to give their stats?
So that's like an assignment, like for a
midterm
class?
For a class. I couldn't tell what class. It was just the assignment was called Sports GM.
I would trade a couple of draft picks to the Bucks for Giannis, and I would pair Giannis with Steph and try to win one more in Golden State with Steve Kerr.
I'm gonna take the Green Bay Packers, and I'm gonna be Brian Gutekunst.
That's an F.
That's an F.
I said non-Wisconsin, so
and I'm gonna run.
That does it for
I'm gonna run a team where they only have players that are 22 years old or younger.
Specific rules, and he's not following the rules.
Yeah, because we need to get done with this segment. Because
Brewers
I don't want
time.
to run late.
It's almost Brewers time.
Exactly. So we'll wrap things up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Brewers baseball is in the air.
Fly ball, deep left. Get going and gone.
Spring back into the baseball season on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's new home of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Jesse Nelson here for Madison School and Community Recreation. And yes, it is opening day in Milwaukee. The sun was out shining beautifully yesterday. A couple of us got to go over to a diamond and show Jordan Love and Jordan Stoles how to throw out a first pitch. It all means that the season is coming. Softball is back for 2026, and registration for Madison School and Community Recreation's adult summer softball leagues is now open. Men's, women's, and all gender slow pitch and women's fast pitch leagues are forming now for the summer season. MSCR softball leagues offer fun for every level of player, no matter your skill level. They welcome all participants. I know that. I've played in this league before. I'm by no means an A player, but I could play with Madison School and Community Recreation. Sign up right now. Spend your summer evenings with us out on the ball diamond. For more information and to register, go to mscrsportsleagues.org. That's mscrsportsleagues.org.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Brunner Realty, providing excellent real estate and property management services in the Madison area for over 30 years. Contact their team at BrunnerRealtyInc.com to get housed today. ESPN Radio's Evan Cohen offering a fresh lens on Badger basketball. The UW alum on Wilde and Tausch tying the program's ceiling to a familiar standard.
I don't think it's fair for us to sit here and say we should win the national championship every year because Kaminsky and Decker all were inches away. That's the abnormality. The normality for us should be January 1st or beyond bowl, second weekend college basketball NCAA tournament on the men's side.
Order today and get 0% interest until 2032 at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Upgrade now, pay no interest until 2032. Visit PellaWI.com.
My husband had purchased something at another store. He was very unhappy with the quality of it. We went into Chalmers and just started looking around and kind of got inspired to do something together that was unique for us.
It really isn't any more expensive to do a one-of-a-kind custom piece.
I love it. It's beautiful. I get a lot of compliments on it.
Turned out how I hoped it would.
It really makes me feel good to wear.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton.
What's new at Zimbrick Chevrolet? A lot. A free car wash with every service, plus a brand new detail facility to keep your ride looking fresh all year long. Relax with coffee and snacks while you wait, and if you can't, grab one of their numerous service loaners, take the shuttle, or even get a lift on them. Plus, Zimbrick Chevrolet has the largest new Chevrolet inventory in southern Wisconsin, and you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
Mark Tauscher here, and your seat at the table just got better at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Return to Hard Rock Casino Rockford's high-limit room, where the odds are in your favor. With enhanced game rules, including blackjack, where the dealer stands on soft 17, you'll enjoy better odds, faster play, and the kind of authentic high-limit action that sets Hard Rock Casino Rockford apart. Visit the high-limit room and rediscover your game on your terms, in your rhythm, and with your edge at Hard Rock Casino Rockford.
We see you out there, coming up with original ideas, which is why you shop at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, because you know when inspiration rises, we'll have what you need to make it happen at prices that make it possible. Get a head start on spring savings with 50-quart bags of Miracle Grow potting mix, just $12.99. Plus, new at Blaine's, shop Purina Livestock Feed, science-backed nutrition to help animals stay healthy and productive. Find the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet, being original.
We're on the Badgers.
I don't blame Greg Gard for this. I'm just lowering my expectations.
Because we're on Wisconsin Sports.
So I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed in Badger basketball.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Well, that's it for today. Jesse and I and Hunter enjoyed our experience. We appreciate Bill Schroeder and Dom Catronio for joining us. Jesse, what is your and Hunter's opening day plan from here?
Yeah, really fun thing going on this afternoon. So while you watch the game on your local cable provider or over-the-air television on Fox 6 in Milwaukee and my whatever the channel is here in Madison, TVW, you can also watch along with our ESPN Madison team. We're going to be doing a watch-along starting at 1 o'clock on the ESPN Madison and ESPN Milwaukee YouTube channel. So we'll be talking, having fun throughout the game. Got some fun things planned. Our whole team's going to be part of it. So join us starting at 1 o'clock. Watch the game. Second screen experience with our ESPN Madison team during opening day today.
Did you bring snacks?
I told someone else to.
Way to delegate.
Brought myself a bubbler to drink. That one, taking care of number one.
That's great. Hunter, you're going to be part of this as well?
I will be, yes. Looking forward to it.
Okay, well.
You want to join us, Jason? What do you got going on? You hopping in?
No, I got some other stuff going on, but I'll maybe I'll pop in briefly. I'll see how it's going. All right, that's it for us today. Tomorrow, back to a quasi-normal setup with a Pro Football Hall of Famer as our cousin sub of the day. Certainly an upgrade over Jesse. It'll be Joe Thomas scheduled to appear.
Finger injury I'm dealing with
on Wilde and Tausch. Thanks for coming along for the ride with us today. Have a great day. Take care.